Hello, everybody, and welcome to another painting stream here on youtube.com/Johnny Chiodini. How are we all doing? I hope you are all okay. Oh no, wait, did I already? Oh well, it's too late to change the latency now on the stream, but I hope you're all very well. I hope you're having a lovely day. Hello to Checkerbeard, Revolver Rock, Veronica Matchuk, Murasaki, Eberel506, Nevermore, Secret Emerald, Dungeons and Fandom, Charlie Dyer, Jackwood, Cookie Cat 94, Thunder Cookie, Koshtube Chowan, Call Me Kotek, Teresa M, Team People, Casey Hughes, Lojo, Clem, all a whole passel of you here on the stream. So we're going to be cracking on with the zombies from Curse City, which you'll remember I started a couple of weeks ago because I've been slowly chipping away at this box, and I've only got 5 of these little things left to do, and now we've got them all kind of to this similar stage where just the clothes and sort of the bits around the graves need doing. I think we can get all 5 of them done by the end. Just one quick bit of housekeeping before we start, though. Hopefully you've seen that there's a pinned message at the top of the chat, but I just want to give it a vocal call out anyway. In the past, we've had sort of people joking about whether or not the community is a cult. We're not doing those jokes anymore because some people actually do find themselves in cult-like situations at points, and that can be very hard for them to get out of. And, to those people sort of hearing those jokes, it can be very not funny. So we're going to hold fire on doing those. Thank you for your forbearance if you're tempted to make those jokes. And I'll appreciate it if you could sort of politely nudge anyone who does make them. Emphasis on politely. And yeah, the community will be a lot safer and nicer going forward. So with that bit of housekeeping done, let's paint some zombies. I hope everyone had a lovely weekend. Mine was nice. I saw some friends, managed to play some honest to goodness board games. Slept a lot yesterday. Had a massive nap with the dog. So that was good. How about all of you fine folk? Just getting started on the roses on this guy's grave, although I decided to do them purple because it's a bit more visually interesting. Although I painted some of these zombies off stream the other weekend just because I fancied cracking into some Warhammer, and I realised that the purple against the green does look quite a bit like the Hulk. I painted a woman in a lovely flowing dress and I made her look like She-Hulk, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but still. Revolver Rock says, how did you find Oath? I've only played it twice now, but I honestly think that Oath might be my new favourite board game. I might prefer it to Twilight Imperium, which is honestly quite a big statement for me because I bloody love Twilight Imperium, but it's just the possible combinations of cards are great. It's great fun to play, even if you're not in a winning position, or even if you get nowhere near winning all game. It's a bloody delight, and it looks like it's a lot to pick up, but it's actually quite simple to get into. Let's qualify that statement, shall we? In terms of learning how everything in the game works and learning how to take a go and do all the things, it's really not that hard. The difficult thing is working out why you would do all of those things. But therein lies the sort of pleasure of playing it again and again and getting your strategy going. There are so many cards that sort of rotate in and out of the game as you play it multiple times. I don't know when I'm going to have seen and played with every card in the deck, which is really exciting, frankly. Corio Malayam has done a super chat saying, had an excellent weekend. Saturday was my birthday and I ran a game of Blades in the Dark for my friends. Happy birthday for Saturday, and what a lovely gift you gave your friends on your own birthday. I hope the session went well. Feels like I've not played Blades in absolutely ages. Right. Ronnie says, I'm back in a bit of a rut, but I made some lovely Japanese golden curry on Saturday, and that was a big one. Oh, that sounds brilliant. I haven't made sort of Japanese style curry in A long time. Should really do that. Revolver Rock says, I can only assume expansions will add even more cards. I sincerely hope so. Michael Berthelsen has said, I'm really, really, really sorry, Johnny. Hope you won't be angry, upset, angry / upset forever. If I read too much into last Paint Stream's thing, sorry. Emotional dysregulation / RSD sucks. Love you and your work. There's nothing to apologise for, frankly. Do not worry about me being angry or upset. I am neither of those things. So I think we can just crack on and continue having a lovely time on the internet. Honestly, thank you very much for your super chat, and I'm sorry if you've been worrying at all, but there is absolutely no beef there whatsoever. All is well. Except with this little bit of plastic, which is not taking the paint as I would like it to. Get in there. There we go. A bit of green. That's about where I'm painting, isn't it? There we go. Lovely. Darian Samuel says, what would be a good game for a new DM and players to get into? Quest. You should look at Quest. You should play Quest. You should enjoy Quest. And then when you feel like it's time to move on to something meatier and more complex, you should look at other games. Quest is genuinely, for my money, I think it's the best beginner RPG on the market. I think it's fantastic. And it's beautiful as well. Thematically, it's very cool, and there's lots of great abilities, and the art's wonderful. Like, big fan of Quest. Heartily recommended. Colin Lack says, what does this army play like? I have no idea, Colin. So, I know that the zombies are kind of... they've brought out a new unit of them that can be used with the new sort of vampires battle tome, but these are just mobs for Cursed City, the kind of very briefly available Warhammer Quest board game. So these are just going to be sort of enemies to smash up in a dungeon. I still haven't played Cursed City because, well, it's still hard to get people around the table. And also a bit of me is like, paint it first. Because that'll keep me motivated. Because otherwise, if I just sort of play it and then put it all back in the box, I'm never going to finish these minis. Casey Hughes says, would Blades in the Dark be a beginner-friendly experience? I would like to run a game for a friend that has never played a pen and paper game in the past. I think so. I think Blades in the Dark is one of the more advanced ones to pick up, but do I mean that? Because, like, a lot of people say, like, oh, D&D was my first RPG, etc., etc., but D&D, I don't think, is actually that beginner-friendly at all. So in terms of picking up the mechanics, Blades in the Dark is much simpler, but in terms of gaining the confidence to call for flashbacks and do all that stuff, it's a little bit of a steeper learning curve, but I think it's a curve that's well worth navigating. So yeah, sod it, do Blades. You know, they'll rise to the occasion, I have no doubt. Just trying to work out what colour to do the trousers on this here zombie. Can't remember what... the last time I painted one of these, I did them salmon pink. And that was a choice. Ooh, Nathan Boyer says, has anyone run a Whalefall session yet? Excited to run one this coming weekend. I hope it goes well, Nathan. Good luck. I know at least one has been run, but I don't know about others. Which is nerve-wracking, frankly. Trousers. What colour your trousers? Stop saying jorts. Not doing jorts. Martin Cox says yellow. WhoMD21 says jorts. I could do a yellow. Yeah, let's do a... You know what? I'm curious. I've got a contrast paint here that I've not actually tried. You all need to stop thinking about jorts. It's about a dozen of you saying give them jorts. I haven't used this yet, but I bought Gryph-hound Orange as a contrast paint to use on the skeleton warriors that come with Curse City. So, I'm kind of... It's the first time I put it on anything. I'm curious to see how it comes out. Let's have a look. Polka dot like Mr. Blobby, says James Evans. Not on this bloody channel. We do not mention the infernal one. Oh, that's nice. It is a nice orange. Look at that. Oh, wow. We're getting into real nurgling territory now, aren't we? Okay, good. This shade is going to work for the skellies. That's good news. I hadn't really used contrast paints much until recently, but they're great, turns out. Turns out all those people who told me they were great weren't just having me on. Oh, crap. Instead of jorts, just torn at the knee blue jeans. Nathaniel Levy, I see you, and I know what it is you're trying to do. Wow, this contrast paint also goes a really long way. Normally you have to properly slap it on a mini, but just one brush load and I've done pretty much all of those shorts. I've got some stuff to tidy up around the waistband. James Evans has done a super chat saying maybe a bit of blue on the shorts too. I will... Okay. Where's another zombie? Excuse me. Criminy. Right. I'll do this one blue. It's a dress because I refuse to do jorts. But I will do this in a blue denim colour. I promise. There we go. Okay, here we go. Cyborg Penguin says, have you watched Shadow and Bone on Netflix? I've just started it and it seems like Blades in the Dark, the TV show. No, I've read the first of the Grisha series books and I've read Six of Crows. So that's 2 books that this series is drawing from. But no, I'm terrible at watching new series, to be honest with you. Yeah, I can totally see the Blades in the Dark stuff, though. I mean, like... what's he called? Kaz Brecker? Is that his name? He's very sort of straight out of Duskfall, isn't he? Is it a dress? You're awful. You're all of you awful. Stop. Not everything has to be a denim abomination. Please. Good Lord. You'll all be happier if you just let go of your obsession with jorts. I promise you. Give yourselves a gift. Thomas Burnson has done a super chat saying, I'm sorry I'm bad with watching streams. I prefer watching the VODs so I can pause, but I still want to show support for you. So I have some dosh and a question. Do you have a favourite tattoo? Oh, wow, that's a big question. Never apologise, though, for watching things on catch-up rather than live. Like, however you want to view stuff, that's up to you. You don't owe me anything, least of all apologies. And thank you very much for the super chat all the same. Do I have a favourite tattoo? This is awkward because I am in earshot of a person who has done 11 of them on me. I counted recently. I don't know. I don't know if I do. It kind of changes, to be honest with you. Like, the funny thing is, people who try and discourage others from getting tattoos, like, oh, you'll get bored of them, you'll get sick of seeing them every day. It's really, at least in my experience, not true, because I find I forget a lot of them are there. Like genuinely, I just kind of don't think about them because they're just a part of my arm now. I'll be like, la 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 la, that's my arm. That's what my arm looks like. And then sometimes you'll just sit there and go, nah, and you realise you haven't looked at a tattoo in a while, and you'll spend about 20 minutes just staring at them all. So it changes a lot. I think. Oh God, this is gonna be awkward. This is one of my favourites. Probably my favourite at the minute. I don't know. It's a difficult question. Aidan Fox says, like children, how can you pick a favourite? Exactly. Like, my favourite tattoo, I have no favourite tattoo. And my favourite children is no children, you know? Like, it's just... Okay, what do we need to do? We need to paint the candles. We need to tidy up the earth on this base. So we need a darker brown. Bit of the old Rhinox hide. It is warm in here. I hate spring at the best of times, but this room is all south-facing windows. And also with spring is coming in a bit more humidity. And it's a lot. Doesn't help that I hate wearing shorts, and so I wear jeans all year round, but I am uncomfortably warm right now. But at least I've got short hair. It was torturous, to be honest with you, when I had really long hair toward the end. There we go. Team People has done a super chat saying, any tips for setting the tone at the beginning of a homebrew? How do you share your world without the players feeling like they have to RP a certain way? Firstly, thank you for the super chat. Secondly, that's an excellent question. I find... Because, like, I think if I'm doing a homebrew, I'll have an idea of how I would like the world to be, but I still want to talk to my players in the same way I would if I was running a scenario or a game that was set in something that I'd just taken off the shelf, which is to ask them what kind of tone they want to go for. Like, are they looking for super serious? Are they going to be slightly, they're going to be silly about it? How hardcore, basically, are they going to roleplay? And then I tweak it to fit, because, like, in my head, like, a lot of the time, to be honest with you, when I'm role-playing, if I'm running a game, the actual action will be a lot sillier and more upbeat than the world is in my head, but that doesn't really matter. I don't feel like I'm being shortchanged if I'm not getting that sort of grimmer, darker, more serious tone across, as long as everyone's having fun. Because you can have really well realised and, like, I guess, like, adult, or not adult, because that makes it sound like it's intrinsically tied in with violence and sex, but you can have, like, worlds that aren't farcical, like, that operate and have, like, a seriousness to them, but that doesn't mean you can't run a comedy within that setting. Like, in order for a world to have gravitas, not everything has to be super serious, if that makes sense. Don't know if I explained that very well. Like, I think I just about got across what I mean, but yeah, basically, how do I... Let me look at the question again. How do I share my world without the players feeling like they have to RP? I let them know it's their world as well, basically. And sure, what we do around the table may not match up with my original expectations or even my plans, but as long as it's engaging, that's the really important bit, I think. Okie dokie. Right. So, that's everything blocked in. You can see we've done the candles there. I do need to paint the wicks on those. Actually, and the belt on the zombies' shorts. And the little rat. that's eating at his ankle. So we're not quite there yet. But once I finish those little details, I'm going to mix some of the grey I used for this tree in with some of the cream I just used on the candles. In fact, I'll do it now, and we can start highlighting, or layering up rather, this tree and the roots. And we'll go from there. Nevermore has done a super chat to ask, how do you free write when your brain is foggy? So that is an excellent question, because a lot of the time I'll sit down to write something and my brain will be quite foggy, whether I'm not awake yet, or whether I'm just feeling a little bit off that day, etc., etc. For me, the thing is, a lot of the time when I'm writing, I'm either just trying to plan an adventure or I'm trying to get information down on the page. Like as a journalist, you're either like writing a review or a feature or a script for something. And I do this actually when I'm writing things like Weird Tales of Adventure and I have to get information across. I just bullet point everything. I actually write a lot of bullet points all in caps, just to note down the details I need to get across in a paragraph or sentence. Literally writing out a sentence by sentence plan of the structure of what I want to say, because it means that I'm shaping what it is I'm writing. I'm getting that information down on the page, but I'm not having to think about it being complete prose. Like I don't have to worry about it sounding authorial or, journalistic or anything, because I'm just hashing out the bare bones. It's just for me. So it means that basically I get 2 runs at writing something. I get a run at it where I'm just whacking down the information, the structure, and then I have another version when I'm actually just making that palatable as a thing that other people can read. It's kind of like when you see a building go up and they do like concrete cladding and then they put bricks around the outside. That's how I kind of do it. Right, so that is the roots kind of lightened up a little so they stand out a bit more. Just knocked some paint on the floor. At least it was closed. James Evans has done a super chat saying, Johnny, I put some Incarnate maps in the Discord recently. I was thinking about trying to do a map of Geth as my next project, but wanted to ask permission first. Also, world building advice, please. So I believe a map of Geth is in production right now, like with the Ox team. That's not to say you can't have a crack at doing it. I know other people have, but I think a definitive map of Geth is being produced right now, which is very exciting. Not least because it will help me work out where everything is. Because sometimes I'll be like, oh, I want to take the adventure here or back to this place, and then I'm like, I don't know where that is in relation to everything else. So yeah, you can look forward to that. But if you want to have an unofficial crack at it, I certainly can't stop you. So go for it. Also, world building advice. I mean, the way I do it is I start with a core idea that I'm excited about, and that can be anything. It can be like, what if there was a world where people had to fight for luxuries. Everything is provided. There's like universal basic income. Everyone gets enough to eat and they get a roof over their head, etc., etc. But it's all very basic stuff. So if they want luxuries, they have to do some kind of fighting, either in an army or a pit or something. I don't know, I'm pulling this out of my bum. But if that was an idea I was excited about, that's a big if, that's what I'd start with. And then I'd just start thinking about, like, okay, that's quite brutal. What would the tone of society be like? I think, well, society would probably be quite upbeat. It would probably position itself as a kind of utopia, whereas in actuality, like, it thrives on cruelty and, like, tempting people into doing terrible things. So actually it would be quite, probably for the players, it's quite a grim environment. How do I realise that? Sort of like what if it, already it's starting to feel a little bit like Bioshock Infinite, where it's like everything is great here, but it's really, really not. And then I just sort of build outwards from there. So I think in terms of world building, identify the thing that you're really excited to get across, and then work out how you can emphasize that by building the rest of society, or the rest of the world, quite literally, around that idea. I hope that makes sense. It's a strange business, I'll say that much. Cyborg Penguin says, very Starship Troopers. Yeah, I can see that. Oh yeah, because you have to fight to become a citizen and have extra benefits, don't you? Intriguing. That makes me wonder, how did Rico's parents get citizenship? Because they're all like, if citizenship means that much to you, Johnny, la 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 la, but clearly they're citizens, otherwise they wouldn't have had Johnny Rico, right? Curious. Checkerbeard says, what was the core idea for Geth? There wasn't one at the start, because we didn't know if it was just going to be a one-off. So I wrote an adventure in a world and called it Geth, and then we went from there. And to be honest with you, the world's kind of evolved since then, like how canonically it has two suns. Like, was there a reason for it? Is there a central idea? No. Like, it just sort of happened because we thought it was fun. I would say if there is a central tenet to Geth, if there is a central thing that makes it what it is, it's that it is a land where a lot of people prosper by being just like callous, and while everything is outwardly quite nice, you sort of only have to scratch the surface in a bunch of different places. Stop knocking that purple on the floor. You only have to scratch the surface to realise that actually there's a lot of injustice in that sort of realm, which is nice. Well, it's not nice, obviously, but which means that there's often a lot of opportunity for the party to go, this is horrible, and that person is a jerk, so let's sort this out. And that's fertile storytelling ground. Because if it's a fantasy utopia where everything's nice, if it's Hobbiton scaled up, then where's the impetus to go adventuring, I guess? Lojo says, and there's at least one medium-sized lake. There are a surprising number of lakes. I notice a bunch of you talking about the oval Geth theme. I will not be confirming or denying whether or not Geth is flat or a sphere or an oval. Partly because I can't remember if the answer has actually been spoken into canon yet. Oh. Hope you can all hear Luna. She's screaming. Ian Carter says plenty of jerks in Hobbiton. Yeah, that's actually, that's true. Even before the whole Sharky business, toward the end of the book. Because The Lord of the Rings isn't 3 books, it's 1 book split into 6 parts, of which 3 have proper names. Or is it? Yeah, no, that's right. Alright, so we've done the belt. I mixed some brown and some blue there to kind of make it offset the orange of the shorts nicely, but not be too obviously just like, here's some blue. Emma Benton says, what if it was a hexagon? Interesting. Who knows? I'll never tell. Just going to paint in the wicks for these candles. Okay, here we go. What do I need to do? Oh yeah, this guy's got a beard. So I need to paint his beard. Let's just do that a dark colour, shall we? Just get that filled in. I'm going to try and give him a bit of a moustache as well, because this guy's got no... He's got no facial hair on his upper lip. But I find it weird. So I'm going to fix that. Well, now on the other side, because his teeth are kind of showing, I've had to give him a weird sort of Wario moustache. But I'm into it. Maybe I'll just give him a bit more. Oh God, oh no, oh Christ. Okay, well, I fucked that right up, didn't I? Now he's just... Okay, well, you know what, the shade will fix that, probably. Team People says that zombie is looking good. Thank you, it did until a few seconds ago. Oh, bother. Okay, well, that's the beard coloured at least. So now, it's shade time. So, you may remember from previous streams that the skin for this was done with a contrast colour called Plague Bearer Flash. And it's worked quite nicely. It's sort of settled into all the recesses. But it is quite uniform, and also what it lacks is any sense of gore. Whereas there are sort of, you can just about see here, there are like little pitted bits where the skin has rotted away. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to shade all of the skin, but I am going to come in with some of this guy, Reikland Flash Shade, and sort of just touch patches as if it's like almost little bruises. And then for the rest of the stuff, the gravestone, the flowers, the candles, the roots, the shorts, I'm going to do some Agrax Earthshade, which is sort of a very brown shade, which will just sort of darken the whole thing down. That is the plan. So here comes my favourite shading implement, which is just a really old, crappy brush, which I think was one of the first brushes I ever owned, but it's just great for shading now. Okay, so, tell you what, don't know if everyone heard that, but that was very weird. Start off on this side. There you go. I mean, once that dries, it won't be catching the light like it is, but we're just trying to put a little patch of red in there. And here on the sort of weird symbol that's been, you see, just cut into the chest there. Around the mouth, maybe, to kind of show up the teeth a bit more. Just kind of generally trying to break up the green flash pattern on these limbs, just to give a little bit of variation, kind of break up the shape of it a little bit. So it doesn't require loads, but I find it quite useful. There you go. Sean Carr says, as a DM, do you ever worry after a session that you've let your players down? Even if it seems like everyone had a good time, I sometimes wonder if I'm giving the players exactly what they want. Yes, that fear has never left me. I recently did a... Tony Terrell says, Johnny, do you have a baby now? I really don't, no. Absolutely not, no. You may have heard my cat earlier, or you may have heard a child run past in the street, but no, there are no children here. None. What was I talking about before then? God knows. Oh yeah, do you ever worry that you've let your players down? Yes. I just finished a campaign that ran for something like 20 odd sessions. And afterwards I was like, okay, well, you know, we can play a different game, we can stop altogether, we can do more of this, you know. And I was actually amazed when they said, no, we want more of this. And I was like, okay, well, why don't you tell me sort of what themes you want in it, or how spooky you want to go? And they were like, no, just keep doing what you're doing. And I was honestly bowled over. Like, I thought I'd run a terrible campaign. But it turns out they had fun. So it was nice. So yeah, it doesn't matter sort of how long you've been doing it, or like I worry all the time that the Ox Venture is bad, you know, like, and it doesn't really matter at what level you're running it or how regularly or how long you've been running things. There is always that fear, I think. So I'm sure you're doing a great job. And the nice thing is you can just talk to your players and ask them. But long and short of it is that fear rarely leaves entirely. Right, so I've shaded this thing now, and hopefully you can see that it's got... well, I mean, I haven't got another one with actual colour on it, but you can sort of see just how much more contrast there is, even on the roots and the skin, with that extra little bit of shade. So I was quite pleased with these when I was working on them recently, because I felt like they were taking absolutely ages, when the whole idea behind getting like the contrast colour for the skin was that I wanted to make them quick. But actually, they tick over all right. That was, what, 36 minutes? Including WAF and, you know, focusing a camera and knocking stuff onto the floor and fielding alarming questions about reproduction. So I think we're comfortably going to get the other 4 done by the end of this stream, which is good. Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to whack the microphone there. All right, who's next? It's the lady in the blue dress from that knockoff action film, The Mortrox. So we're going to give her a denim dress. Please don't tell Aoife, she'll be mortified. This needs to be stone. For some reason I painted this wooden stake as metal. I'm going to fix that. Whole bunch to do. Stephen Paul has done a super chat saying, "Morning, Johnny. Have you caught up on Blades? No spoilers, but Lilith is becoming more and more badass. She's subtle until she's not. I might try to implement that more in my characters. It's amazing." I haven't actually watched the episode in question, but I do know what you are referring. I won't spoil it, obviously, because there are probably people watching who haven't seen it. Sounds like there's some sort of disagreement going on in the street. Yeah, no, I've not actually seen it, but I know. And, oh boy, that's something, isn't it? I'll leave it at that. But thank you very much for the super chat. And yeah, it is. It's always fun to have things like that to implement with your character. When it's done well, it's just oof, potent storytelling. So it is. Okay, so the steak is now a steak again. That's good news. Yes, this is the Denim Abomination. I'm glad you picked up that name for them. Gonna give her a horrible denim dress. One of those ones where like people wear them out, and you know that like that the humidity around them must be at least 80%, and they're just clearly struggling inside like several feet of denim. Casey Hughes says, "Is there any Blaze in the Dark type game but like Pirates? I wonder." What's it called? Is there one called like the Seventh Sea or the Seventh Sea? Eighth Sea? I can't remember. There are pirate RPGs out there. But yeah. I'm not entirely sure in terms of ones that run like Blades. There are probably Forged in the Dark scenarios out there you could have a look at. Martin Cox says, "Make sure to paint the gigantic buttons on the front of the dress." Oh, absolutely. It wouldn't be a denim dress without them. God, I'm having genuinely such vivid flashbacks to people I knew wearing denim dresses way back when. You know, like when you have school discos in the first hour or so, the guys are all on one side and girls are all on the other, and then they start to mingle, and then they start doing slow dances. Like slow dancing with someone in a denim dress, you can just feel the heat radiating off them. Powerful. Turning awkwardly in a circle for 3.5 minutes while holding somebody who might combust by the end of the song. Heady days. You couldn't pay me enough to go back to my childhood and experience things like that again. just so viscerally awkward. Me, that is, not the situations themselves, necessarily. Seventh Sea, there we go. It is Seventh Sea. I thought that was what it was called. Watson? You okay? I think someone is playing tug. Right, gravestone. Revolver Rock says, imagine going to the school dance. Didn't know you were that sort of kid. Now listen, Revolver Rock. When I was at school, we didn't actually have school dances, but these were like ones organised for like kids' birthdays and stuff. It's like, I'm having a disco for my birthday, and they hire out the local village hall, and everyone goes and has a disco. Like, we're not talking about like, you know, like a teacher is there to make sure no one's canoodling or anything. Although, you know, I'm sure plenty of kids grew up with those and enjoyed them thoroughly. It's not for me to judge. But I respect your right to judge me harshly, I guess. Mark Kerwan says, lots of background activity in this stream. I know. Busy old Monday in this neck of the woods. Okay. What have we got to do? Got some grass there. We need to... Oh, that's pink, is it? Well, no, it's not. It'll be fine once it's shaded. Let's do these candles quickly. It's a bit clumsy, wasn't it? Riley Marie says, hi folks, how's the stream? Hello Riley, welcome aboard. Oh yeah, apologies to everyone who's calling for Watson Cam, but that's Watson Cam. Like, I'm using it to point at my own face right now. I've yet to invest in a third webcam. And also, the dog is not where she normally is when the cam's on, so... Sorry! Okay, just gonna finish up the final details on top of this little grave thing. Gravestone, I suppose you'd call it, or just grave. And then it's blue dress time. Oh wow, Martin Cox says, at uni we had a throwback school disco event thing with Fat Man Scoop performing in 2010. Great fun. That's impressive. Ivan Slucky says, when will you understand that we watch you to see Watson and your cats? I've understood that for years, but it doesn't mean I have to bow to it, Ivan. But thank you for the reminder. Okay, get in there. Yep, it's time to start enclosing this poor zombie in layers upon layers of denim. Right. What oh no! There it is. There it is. There's that like stonewash denim. Because what other blues do I have? Like, oh yeah. Oh no. Oh gosh. Oh, now we're in trouble. Oof. You can smell the impulse from here. It's the late 90s, everybody, / the early 2000s. Here it comes. I like how people are reacting to this already, just so strongly. And the best thing is, fashion's on a like a 30-year cycle of nostalgia. So all this stuff's coming back pretty soon. Everyone's going to be dressed like Britney that time. She just wore all denim. It was like triple denim. Ellie Mom is on Super Chat saying, hello, Mushroom. Oh, sorry, LOLO, Mushroom, with a heart emoji. Hello, Ellie Mom. Thank you very much for the Super Chat. Teresa M says, no, not Stonewash. Thunder Cookie says, oh, be still my colour-loving heart. Are we recreating Britney's denim dress? I'm certainly going to pull up a picture. Britney denim dress. Yes. Okay. All right. I think I can pull that off. Okay, great. Let's do it. Here we go. Your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think about whether they should. Trish Sharp says, believe it or not, triple denim is actually trendy again, apparently. Wow. To be honest with you, I've no problem with double denim. I have a denim jacket and I wear jeans a lot. Double denim, absolutely fine. The Canadian tuxedo, beautiful. I once was in LA, actually, met a couple of guys from Boston, played cornhole against them, and they were so friendly and so ruthless at cornhole. They were like wonderful, wonderful people, but they were dressed identically in double denim with just like plain white t-shirts with the sleeves like rolled up a little bit to show off their muscles. And you know what? They worked it. They were so unapologetically from Boston and so unapologetically wearing nothing but denim that, just had to respect them. They were great. Did we buy them a beer? I think we might have done. Tom Ireland has done a super chat saying, what is an unusual story hook you like? Loading Ready Run had a great one. Get Ravnican Sausage Standard signed by all guilds in the Magic the Gathering setting. Unusual story hooks that I like. I really like it when the players are fugitives, to be honest with you. Especially if they're fugitives because of something they've done in a session, not thinking that the consequences are going to come back and bite them in the bum. That for me is a big one. Because I've been in campaigns where like we've been on the run a couple of times, and it's such an all-pervasive fear where it's like, even if we just cross the street at the wrong time, we could be in serious trouble, but we're just trying to do X quest step, I love it. It's a really big one for me. Oh no, I've painted a bit of leg with denim. I'll have to fix that. That's pretty egregious. Damn. Oh well. I've done it again. Fantastic. No one said the perfect denim dress could be born into this world without sacrifice, though. So that's how it's looking so far. It's going to take some layering up, this one. But so help me. We've got... God, we've really got 3 hours and 10 minutes left on this stream. If it takes me 3 hours and 10 minutes, this zombie's going to be wearing a denim dress. I might need to open a beer. But we'll get it done. A couple more super chats. Ellie Mom says, by the way, Johnny, thanks to you and your tutorial video with Luke, I have now DM'd 3 sessions of D&D using your stories with my own twist. That's fantastic. I'm glad that you've clearly taken to it, and you've put all of our warbling into practice. So good on you. I hope you're having a lot of fun, and I hope they appreciate your efforts. Darth Monk has done a super chat saying, "Hi Johnny, I turned 30 this weekend, so I can throw a bit more money at my favourite creators at the moment than I normally can, and I regret to inform you that this includes you." Thank you very much, Darth Monk. I would like to sincerely apologise for being one of your favourite creators, but I truly appreciate you sharing some of your birthday income. Your largesse is very much appreciated. Oh wow, I've really messed up this leg. But you know, when there's a fabulous slit in the skirt of a denim dress, you've really got to make sure it stands out. So now this dress, as you can see here, from this little stripe of colour, it's an off-the-shoulder number with kind of like a doubled up bit of fabric that kind of goes across the top of the chest, which ordinarily you'd think, wouldn't it be nice if that were a different colour? It's not, it's denim. It's blue denim. The whole thing is denim. As per the last wishes of the unfortunate soul who has now been raised from death in order to strut their denim stuff once more upon the earth. Okay. Kieran Sheridan has done a super chat saying, "I introduced my DM to my own little homebrew world. My players love the dragon being the quest giver rather than the target. I'm loving DMing now." See, that's a lovely thing as well, isn't it? That you can subvert people's expectations of what they're going to encounter in a fantasy setting. Like, for example, I when it comes to the Oxventure and stuff, like I just don't like buying. I don't really buy into the idea that all, say all goblins or all kobolds, up to no good and should be sort of killed on sight and stuff. Like, they can have, shades, and they can have like differing opinions and personalities the same as people can. And I feel like it's a wasted opportunity just to be like, this is a this. This thing is always bad. You should kill this for this much XP per thing. It's in the shades of grey. It's in the sort of the moral quandaries and the gaps between absolutes that I think the best stories are told. That's why anti-heroes are so interesting, like at the start of A New Hope, you don't know if Han Solo's a good guy or not because he just shoots Greedo dead. Han shoots first and everything. You're not entirely sure if Aragorn is to be trusted at the when you first encounter him in the Fellowship of the Ring. Like, characters with shades to them are just interesting, and why wouldn't you include that in your storytelling with other species? Kobe Morris says it's also some pretty gross race essentialism as well. It is, Kobe. I mean, I could talk for hours about the problem of bioessentialism in D&D and how sort of damaging it is that it's kind of become the accepted norm in the hobby. And also how outdated it is, and how, people often kick up a fuss being like, but it's just fantasy, it's just an orc. It's like, yes, but it is getting you thinking in absolutes along the same lines as racists, and that's bad, I could talk about that until the cows come home, because I'm increasingly uncomfortable with how race is portrayed in D&D, because what they mean is species, and racial traits as well, and all that kind of stuff. It disregards how people were raised and reduces entire societies to just like what they're born with. Like, elves are dexterous because they're elves. So why aren't they dexterous? Because their elven society emphasizes dexterity as a virtue of, physical prowess. And so a lot of their sports are like that, and also, you know, their environments, etc., etc., etc. So yeah, it is a knotty problem, and it is one that I think is going to take a while to unpick, especially considering the pace at which Wizards is changing things about D&D. But yeah, it's an interesting one anyway. Trey Zen has done a super chat saying, preparing a D&D campaign, the main story hook is also a way to handle a player not being able to make a session. People are randomly disappearing and then reappearing and no one understands why. Mwah! Love that. Yeah. Really, really big fan of that. Because obviously people not being able to make a session, it's so interesting when, like, is that you get some campaigns where it's like, I guess they're just going to be very quiet and hang out at the back of the party this week. And, you know, we'll make sure that they're okay in combat or whatever. And then you got ones like Blades in the Dark, where it's like, oh, they're just not in on this score. That's easy. But if it's someone literally going zip out of existence, that's fantastic. Ooh. Right. So. Okie dokie. So we've done the first coat on this dress. I've also gone back in with some cream, as you can see here, to tidy up those areas of skin that I accidentally painted when I shouldn't have. I'm not going to go back in with the contrast paint and do the skin yet, because there's more blue to add. Because you can sort of see down here at the front, it's patchy, but not in a fun acid wash way. It's blue, but it's not denim yet, is it? So we'll get to work on this. Why am I now suddenly so interested in making this a horrible denim dress? I don't know. It's best not to think about it, really, isn't it? Is this even the same colour? Nope. But I'll blend it in until it vaguely is. That's what it was. It was Thousand Suns Blue. Oh well. Burrito has done a super chat saying, hi Johnny, how are you? Good to see you again. I'm alright, thank you, Burrito. Having an interesting day. I've been quite grumpy today, to be perfectly honest with you. I got up on the wrong side of bed this morning, I think. Well, I got up at 5:30 this morning because I couldn't sleep. And then I did get back to sleep. And I slept until about 10:30. So my day was a bit out of whack. And then saw some stuff in the news that wound me up, and I've just generally been a bit irritable today, which is probably why I'm not reading chat as much as I normally do. Just having a bit of an off one, but it's nice to be streaming and chatting. Aoife Byrne has done a super chat with a pair wearing a sports band that's like lying alluringly on its side with one leg up. It just kind of goes like, is that a wave or is that a thumbs up? It's a wave. It's got kind of a sultry look, so it's like, how's it going? Is the text that appears. Thank you very much, Aoife. I do quite like super stickers. They're weird, but describing them is always a challenge. I imagine there are streamers out there who are just like, Aoife Burns sent a super sticker. Thanks so much for the super sticker, Aoife. I'm going great, thanks. Like, okay, sure. But why wouldn't you describe the strange, slightly anthropomorphized pair in excruciating detail? Why wouldn't you? Look at it there. It's lying there and the pear shape has kind of given it a bit of a belly. It even has a lighting gradient on it. But it looks happy, you know, like that pear is just happy being a pear and waving hello and asking, how's it going? It's going all right, pear. Thank you so much. Emma Benton says, draw me like one of your French super stickers. Very good. Okay. So, denim colour number 1. Thousand Suns Blue. Done. Now we're going to go in with some rust grey. And start building up the acid wash sort of vibe to it. Rust grey is not a colour I use very much because you can see there's so much blue in it. But, oh goodness me, it's a doozy. And I think it's going to make this this dress absolutely pop off. Here we go. You can't see it very well, but from where I'm sat, oh, this is very funny. Okay. I've never made myself, that's almost certainly not true. It's rare that I make myself laugh quite so, in quite such a sinister manner, just painting. But turns out if there's any paint that's going to do it, Rust Grey is the one. Okay, it's quite subtle for now, but we're going to keep building this up, and then we're going to start bringing in the cream to really give those edges. Diabolically, that's a good descriptor for the way I laughed. Thank you, Thunder Cookie. Oh, yeah. Oh, this is horrible. Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Oh, excuse me. Brandon Heimbach says, hello everyone, greetings from Pennsylvania. Quick question, any advice for painting large areas on models? I'm painting an Edsel Pacer model and the dashboard has been a real daunting task. If we're talking about sort of flat areas, get a big brush. Just get a bigger brush and it'll go quicker. And also thin your paints and just do a couple of coats, 2 or 3 coats. Because the problem with big areas, especially if they're big flat areas, is that they will look very... It shows up if your paint's not even. Like, you can see the variation in tone. Which is why multiple coats are worthwhile, because after you've done one main coat, or just a first coat, the subsequent coats go on pretty quickly. But it really makes a difference in terms of building up that colour and making it vibrant. So, can thoroughly recommend doing it that way. Googly-eyed Skull, who has been on the streams before, calls painting with a bigger brush danning up after his mate Dan. I've been working on danning up recently, and it is great. Painting with big brushes, it's fantastic. It saves time. It's not as... You don't mess up as much as I was afraid to anyway. Acid wash. Is this acid wash or stone wash? I never can tell. You don't mess up as much as you think you're going to, and it's really good for getting even coats. So, Roswald Walton says, here's something towards your next alcoholic beverage of choice and feeling better for when you next get to chill out with your mates. Actually, Roswald, firstly, thank you very much for that super chat. That's wonderful. I think I am going to be able to go see my friend with whom I formed a bubble this evening and play a game of Oath. I think. So... I will put that money to good use this very evening. I'll pick up a bottle of wine or something on the way over. Although, it's getting onto that time in the stream where my throat hurts a little bit. And I've got an alcoholic ginger beer in the fridge, so I might grab that. Here we go. Faria Chris says, bigger brush means fewer strokes, so less chance for streaks in the paint. There it is. Aoife Byrne has done a super chat this time, not a sticker that I will describe in excruciating detail. But Aoife says, hi Johnny, I spent my day fighting for a COVID vaccine as Ireland is currently doing the at-risk group and I'm in the at-risk group. Your description of the pair really helped cheer me up. I'm very glad, Aoife. If you want me to describe pairs to you again, you don't even need super sticker, just request it and I will Google some pairs for you and I will describe one of them. But this is not a joke. I will do that quite happily. I hope you get the vaccine soon. It's nerve-wracking waiting for your group to come up at any time. Like, I'm not in an at-risk group, but I do feel that kind of tension waiting for it to happen. So I hope it happens soon because, I'm sure the psychological impact will be huge. Stephen Paul says mic placement, Johnny. Oh, you mean about my voice? Yeah, it is where I normally put it to save my voice. Just I'm doing the thing today apparently. But thank you for the reminder anyway. Ivan Slucky says, describe a tomato. No! How dare you? I'm not describing a tomato. What kind of stream do you think this is? Not a pervert, honestly. The cheek, the sheer cheek. Okay. Going in with another coat now of rust grey. Not painting as much of this lovely denim dress as I did before, but I'm just trying to build up a bit more of it's so horrible, a bit more of that colour before we stick some cream in the same colour and make it lighter and start to build up those distressed edges. What a horrible plan you've put me onto. I would be resenting this if it was shorts, but now it's a denim dress. I'm absolutely loving it. Cookie Cat says, what about a grapefruit? Sure, I'll describe you a grapefruit. They're pleasingly round, bigger than you think, very bitter. There we go. Jonathan Hurst says, is bum still off limits? No, it fucking isn't. Bum, 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 bum. Thank you. Laura B says, hey, that's looking pretty good, Johnny. Cheers. Yeah, it is starting to feel denim-esque. And I wonder if I should... Yeah, you know what? I am actually going to try and keep this sort of platinum hair on this model. So I've got some pure white. I'm going to make sure the hair is painted pure white, and then I might shade it and then go back in. Okay. Yeah, okay, right. Here's what we're going to do. Put some rust... I'm having so much fun with this. Put a tiny bit more rust grey down on the palette, just to make sure it's all there. Going to come in with the pale sand, which is a Vallejo colour, which, to be honest with you, is becoming increasingly indispensable from my paint collection. And then Cookie Cat 94 has done a super chat saying, tomatoes in our wholesome painting stream? Never. Exactly. Thank you, Cookie Cat. Right. Starting to get some of that cream in there. A little bit more, I think. Yes. Okay. So now we've got, if you see that's the rust grade, that's how much lighter that is. We're going to start building up areas. I'm going to start start laughing again. Oh no, it's hideous. I love it. Okay, now we're being quite selective. Because, I'll be honest with you, while this style of denim, the way they do the wash, it never makes sense. Like, they're never trying to simulate, you know, what it would be like if you wore this dress for ages and it wore, say, on the behind or at the knee or whatever. It always seems quite arbitrary. But I am actually, for the sake of this model, going to try and build up the wearing in a more, in a pattern that kind of shows off the form of the model a bit more. Because, look, this is a zombie. I think it's safe to say they've probably gone through enough to actually naturally distress this dress. They didn't buy it distressed off the rack. Not this chica. Trey Zen has done a super chat saying, this stream got weird. How reassuringly normal. Yeah, I know what you mean, actually. Before this stream, I was a bit worried. I was like, oh, I'm kind of grumpy today. I don't know if this is going to be entertaining for anyone. I don't know if, you know, it's just going to be a bad vibe all the way through. But thankfully, we can always rely on ourselves to make things very odd. Very odd indeed, he said, painting a denim dress onto his... This is working horribly well. Oh, I'm actually a little bit perturbed because this is something I'm going to want to repeat, isn't it? Oh no, it's... Oh no, this method works brilliantly. Shit. Okay, let's get a little bit more in there. There we go. Okay, right. That's what we're working with so far. What do we do now? We add more cream in. We go up another level. We add another layer. We add another layer. And we paint an even smaller area. This is actually turning into quite a useful tutorial for layering. Because a lot of the time, people will be like, now you need to switch to this pre-bought shade. No, you don't. You just find other colours to mix in to make the paint either lighter or darker, and as you go, you paint smaller areas. So, see what colour it is now? It's lighter again. We go back in. Fist of Fury says, Space Magines. Very good. Very good. Oh no. This might be my greatest triumph. Oh God. I've created a monster. I've created a monster and it wants a blue WKD. Oh no. Oh, it's weird. I'm freaking myself out. Okay. Oh wow. Oh wow. I mean... Oh wow. I hate how well this is working. Okay. Okay. We go again. We put more cream in. Starting to feel like that really weird, bigger than before video where they do odd things with an egg. Okay, this will probably be the last one, but see, that's the colour. It's lighter still. That's all layering is. It's just painting a bit of a model, changing the colour, and painting a smaller area of that model, and doing it again and again until you've built something up that has a real illusion of like light, dark, and shape. And the good thing about a model is you're painting something that's 3D, so there are actually shapes to work with and there's light and dark to play with. So it's just about accentuating those details. You can see where I've picked it out, like along here, these little bits, a bit on the sash, the big folds. That's all it is. So I'm gonna do, see the shape of the leg there, and now I'm gonna pick out these little bits coming straight down. You can see the difference. I'm not going to paint all the way along the line. Just going to do a little bit. See how that's... don't actually like how that looks. You can see how it stands out a bit more. Okay, I'm opening a beer after this. And I don't know whether it's in triumph or defeat. I'll be honest. It's hilarious that this is the most like painterly bit of painting I've done on any stream ever, actually. Certainly on these streams. Oh my god. And it was all just for an amusing joke, because you wouldn't shut up about jorts. There you go, everybody. She's wearing... Ooh, the back needs work, actually. Yeah. If we actually make the back really white. Because that's what they always did. They always like artificially made the butt look really white. For no good reason. It's like, yeah, we know that's where the butt is. I just want to point out, my partner's in the house. They can hear everything. Like absolutely everything I'm saying. And I'm talking about the butt on a 28mm zombie in a denim dress. There's hope for us all. Okay, right. There we go. That is one... Oh, I keep seeing bits that I want to fix. Okay, we're nearly there. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit more here. Okay, yes, that's it. There we go. We have this season's hottest new item, an acid wash denim dress. I hate that I'm proud of that. I actually hate that I'm proud of that. That's some of the best cloth I've ever painted. And I did it as a joke. Jonathan Hurst says, why does a zombie need such a sensual butt? Jonathan Hurst, my question to you would be, why do you think zombies can't have sensual butts? I just got a WhatsApp from my wife saying, why you like this? So there we go. I'm just going to go... I'll be gone for like 30 seconds. I'm going to go get a beer now because I think we could all do with taking just half a minute to think about what we've done. Be right back. Hi, welcome back to Disaster Zone painting area. I can't stop looking at it. Look at it. Look at it. I actually need to take a picture of this and send it to a phone. Send it to a phone? Some friends. Yeah. Doesn't look really... Isn't it weird how when you try and take pictures of a model on a phone, they look awful? There have been so many times I have So many times I've been like, I think this is the best thing I've ever painted. Look at this. Wow. I'm going to show all my friends. Then I take a picture. I'm like, oh, it's hideous. I hate it. It's dreadful. But yeah. Wow. I really feel like we've done something today, chat. We've really done something together. Whether it's good or not is another matter. Whether it's a force for good or not. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. This paint is in a bad way. I mean, this has always been very... Oh, wow, it's just gummy. Is this dried out entirely? Boop, boop. Not quite, but nearly. Need to get some medium in there. I'll do that afterwards. Oh, it's just very, very thick. Oh, well. I always thought this paint was trash, to be honest. It's just very, very thick in a way that isn't useful. Red Cognito has done a super chat saying, "What have you done, Johnny Francadini? She's going to start giving the rest of the army fashion aspirations." Hey, look. If the rest of the zombies are upset, then they should up their game. You know, like, she shouldn't hold herself back because they have no fashion sense. Okay, so we're going back in now. We're just going to fix up this lady's hair so we can keep it platinum, because why not? Really brings out the distressed nature of her wonderful dress. And then we'll shade the hair ever so lightly, and then go back in to pick out the highlights as well. I finished the last zombie at 36 minutes past 4. Funnily enough, this one's taken a bit longer because I got obsessed with giving her the perfect dress. Team People has done a super chat saying, "That looks fantastic and we regret nothing. Also treats for Watson." Thank you very much. I will pass on your goodwill in the form of treats, which she will eat with her mouth. Okay, let's make sure we get the roots. Good, good, good. Okay, that's how she's looking. So, what do we have to do? Just need very quickly to go back in. Mark Cohen says, "Would it be too much to ask that you make a pair of heels out of green stuff for her to carry? It's a hilarious suggestion, but unfortunately I am not good with green stuff. I would not be able to craft a pair of heels. They'd have to be wedges, though, I think, to go with this dress. The ones with, like, cork soles. Like, real cork, like, chunky wedges." Emma Benton says that she'll eat with her mouth. Oddly specific clarification, but okay. I don't know why I do that, to be honest. I do it a lot. It's been like, I'm going to eat that with my human mouth. Of course I am, but... I think it's just years of the pressure of sort of needing to continue a stream of words while recording or streaming or whatever. That's just, I've started padding things out. Like, you know when you're trying to hit a word count with an essay and you go back through and add in as many instances of the word "that" as you can to try and pad it? Or at least that's what I did. Be like, oh, I've got to get 100 more words into this essay. Wonder if I can just make some of my sentences more verbose. I was a diligent studier, as you can probably tell. Okay. Quickly highlighted those roots. So, oh god, I hate how well that works. There are a few metal details on this model that we need to pick out. And you know what goes well with denim? Gold. Oh, yeah, for those of you asking, thank you, Roswell Walton. Green stuff is a modelling putty. It's this stuff. So you can get it in little strips or you can get it in a big roll like this. And what you do is you tear off the yellow bit and the blue bit and you combine them to make green stuff. But the two parts start to interact with one another and it turns into sort of just modelling stuff. So you can use it to fill gaps in models. You can use it to sculpt, like my friend uses it to make a lot of capes. People are really talented. They can make entire models out of it. I do not possess that that talent, but it is great stuff. It's very, very useful. Beowulf's Revenge says gold with denim isn't trashy, it's classy. Who is calling this woman trashy? Was it me? It wasn't me, was it? I'd never call her trashy. I'll find you if you're calling her trashy. Johnny, you need Aoife on as a guest star for Zombie Fashion Look, says Alyssa. I think that might be a hard sell to have her on as a guest, but you never know. I'll send her a picture of this and see what she makes of it. I'll report back for the next painting stream. Because I'm not going to lie, I'm proud of this. I shouldn't be, but I am. Yes. This is working. Haywire says, I mean, to be fair, she does have literal trash stuck to her. They are accessories. Thank you. Trash. These are upcycled natural materials that frame her beautifully. Beowulf's Revenge said, no one said it was trashy, but some people might think denim isn't the most classy of clothes. They are clearly wrong. I agree. As someone who wears denim almost constantly, because I'm always wearing jeans, I think it's pretty great. Laura B says, is that a tombstone on her back? Yeah, these models are kind of gnarly. So you can see this is the lid of a coffin. And then you've got a tombstone here. And then you see this little wooden stake here? That's where it comes out. Just in here. Just right through her chest. And yet, she's still working the denim. A true fashion icon. Ronnie says, fun fact, green stuff is an epoxy putty, and when the two parts are combined, it starts an exothermic reaction that activates and catalyzes an epoxide polymerization. Thank you, Ronnie. The benefits of having someone actively studying chemistry in the chat. All I know is like blue stuff goes into yellow stuff, and then once it's green, you mould it, and 24 hours later it's hard. So there we go. Aoife Burness and another super chat saying, do you have any ridiculous nicknames for your pets? Oh, yes. I once had a cat called Sylvester that I called Smelly. In hindsight, going outside to call him was probably very confusing for my neighbours. It probably meant that they were on their toes with their personal hygiene, so I wouldn't beat yourself up about it, Aoife. So let's start with the cats. We've got Scout, who we call Scoot, Scooty, Scootington. That's kind of it with her, actually. It's just sort of variations on that. We sort of freestyle that. Luna, we just sort of just call Luna or Loons or Luna or Bag of Screams is genuinely one of the most common pet names for her because she's always screaming. And then Watson, I mean, there's loads. There's Pig, Piggle, Piglet, Piglington. Velvet Hippo. We call her Pig all the time, just Pig or Piglet. Maybe not as many as I thought. Yeah, it's kind of variations on those. Waspard is one of them. Ivan Slucky says Velvet Hippo won me. People like Velvet Hippo a lot. She does look like one, and she's very velvety. Okay, so that's the accessories done. So I think we can now get on to shading. So what I'm going to do was, because you'll remember I sort of tidied up the flesh earlier when I accidentally painted too much leg while starting on the denim. We'll bring out the contrast paint, make that flesh green again. So the hand here, the leg. This stuff is, you do have to kind of slap on quite a bit to really make it sit in the recesses, but because I'm going to go back in and, like we did with the last one, go in with flesh shade and make it darker. I'm not going to go too wild with it. The question is, do we shade the denim? I could. So I've got Drakenhof Nightshade, which is this kind of dark blue shade. I think I probably will, but I'm going to water this down quite a bit so it's not super stark. But, right. Here we go. Earthshade. Linz Miller says, yeah, but what's the phrase you say to Watson that doesn't mean anything? Most pet owners have one. For my rescue dog, we say, you're such a good boy. I ask her if she's a piglet, like every day. I'm like, you a piglet? Are you're a little pig? Etc, etc. We also refer to her as a seal pup, but that's not really a nickname. It's just like, there's a seal pup here. We occasionally call her the deer with teeth. That's very rare, that one, I see. But she does look like a fawn every now and then. So yeah, we call her fawn more than anything else when we're talking about her being a deer. Okay. So hopefully you can see now the tombstone has again picked up a bit more contrast. I'm gonna shade the hair with Agrax Earthshade. Beowulf's Revenge says you could definitely accent the denim with the darker blue. I'm gonna wash it. We'll see what happens. Because the lovely thing about shades, look at the contrast in the hair between that and that with a sort of nothing on it. They really do help. You see why people call them like liquid talent, because it just helps bring out the model so much better. It means that she does have white hair, but it looks like hair now rather than just white. Alright, then we're going to splodge on a few bits of flesh shade, and then it's time to shade that dress. Shade the dress. Revolver Rock says, been fun, gotta go, have fun. See you later, Revolver Rock, thanks for stopping in. Odd bits of red. Ugh. Did a bit of the root of the hair and I actually feel a bit weird about it. It's very visceral. But hey, if you aren't making yourself feel slightly uneasy from time to time while painting, what are you doing? Okay. Yeah, so actually now that we've sort of shaded these bits, you can see the dress, proud of it as I am, starting to look a little, not flat, but it looks like it's lacking contrast. So we are, oh my god, It's really effective. God damn it. We're going to go in and give it a little bit of a blue shade. Oh. Okay. Okay, so this is Drakenhof Nightshade, which I will just show you on my hand, is very blue and very dark. So what we'll do is smash some of it onto the palette and then add some water in there. Oh wow, that's just gone straight through the paper. I bought some really cheap greaseproof paper recently and it's shite. It's just awful, like dreadful. It's also not greaseproof. And I've just got gold in that. Great. It's going well so far. Use said greaseproof paper in the oven to cook a pizza that I'd made and it just stuck to it. So then I had to peel my dinner off from the greaseproof and it wasn't a pizza by the end. It was just a melange. It was tasty, but it was an absolute mess. There we go. That's what it's like shaded. Dare I just go in with the Drakenhof? Let's see. Because that ain't working. Tell you what, I'll put some on the brush and then dip in. And then... Okay, alright. Okay. Dress pre-shade. Dress shaded. Maybe too much actually. Yeah, we'll walk that back. So the good thing about shade is you can see it pooling there in the model. All you need to do, wash your brush, dry it off, and you can just move the shade off and sort of almost sponge it off actually. And walk back what you've done. And then never be afraid to give the model a little wipe with your finger, because bang! The line of that leg is back. There she is. It's horrible. See you later, Cyborg Penguin. It says I'm tagging out for the evening. Ivan Suki says, did you just marry yourself to the paint? I see a ring. No, it's more of just a line. That's a wedding ring, but that's my actual wedding ring. So, okay. Cool. I'm just going to give a final highlight to the roots on this tree now that we've shaded it. But all in all, that's the best zombie I've done. God damn it. Aw, Oliver Morgan says, Johnny, she's lovely. Thank you. She's just, you know, she just wants to head out, have a nice time, bite some people on the face, you know, just do her thing. Let her hair down for an evening. Eat some people alive. Damn it, that's too much cream. Oh well. So Cyndi Lauper said, girls just want to have fun. Is actually, unironically, one of my favourite songs of all time. Elizabeth says, I didn't realise there would be zombie fashion, but I'm all about it. Well, that's the thing. Many trends won't stay dead. I was quite pleased with that one. Doing the roots. Okay, so the last zombie took 36 minutes. This one took an hour and 4. But my goodness, it's worth it. Look at it. Look at her. She'll be the envy of the whole graveyard. I am going to take a picture now and send it to my friends. Give me one sec. Oof. Okay. Oh god, it's upsetting how well this has worked. There we go. Alright. So proud of you, Brittany. 3 zombies to go. Let's do another one in just shorts. Once I've sent these pictures to the group I'm in where we talk about painting. Introducing this... That's not your spell. Introducing this season's hottest undead trend. The acid wash denim dress. Good. All right. Nathaniel Levy says, can we expect more denim? I'm going to take at least a model off like as a break. Aoife Byrne says, any chance you could put it on your Instagram stories? Sure, let's do that now. Why not? Why ever not? It's a 360 social media strategy. Oh, that's my own face. That's horrifying. And it's on my Instagram stories. There you go. Cool. 3 zombies to go. Let's get this done. Start off with the crow. Oh yeah, this is one of the ones where the crow's got an eyeball in its mouth. Delightful. Bang, crow, quite quick. We'll go in and finish the eyeball later. Then what do we need to do? Metal bits here, candles here. That needs to be wood again. I don't know why I painted so much of this metal. Silly. Get some more green out. Thunder Cookie says, how about a lovely cheerful canary yellow for this one? Or the crow. Denim eye, says Cookie Cat 94. Oh wow. Wow. Hermit Prime says, what game are these from? These are from Warhammer Quest Cursed City, which was available for about an hour and then sold out, and they're not bringing it back. I don't know what happened there, because the way it was talked up, it seemed like a massive release and they wanted to sell lots and lots of copies of it, but then it just zip disappeared. Riley Marie says, is that zombie nude? No, he's wearing shorts. I just haven't painted them yet. So I'll need to, obviously. Just give me a moment. I'm going to finish doing this sort of wood here. I think we should make this whole thing into wood, actually. I don't see why that would be a big metal thing. Yeah. Laura B says sailor suit shorts. What do those look like anyway? One of my friends replied to the picture of the denim zombie and said, "I can't quite read what it makes out on the tombstone. Is it free massages and tarot readings?" Very good. Stop asking for jorts. Stop asking for jorts. Wrong stream. Okay. Right. Going to try and get this one done a bit more swiftly because we lost time with the denim. Oh, cool. Lionel L has done a super chat saying shorts or jorts. Is that Zombie Ian? It most certainly is not Zombie Ian. Once I've painted these, I'm going to be using them hopefully quite a lot to play a board game. And I don't want to have to stare at a weird undead version of Ian Higton. I like him alive, thank you very much. So no, I will not be doing jorts. Polka dot boxes. Okay, polka dot boxes is quite funny. Bohei Svensson, yeah. Alright, I'm going to try and do polka dot boxes. So much for getting this one done quickly to make up time. I'll do my best, right. Get this brown slapped on. Forgive me if I don't read chat out so much over the next few minutes, but I'm going to try and get ahead painting this zombie so that I can do polka dot boxes. It's going to be white with little red dots in it. That's the quintessential polka dot. I am, in fairness, trying to push myself with this these models for Curse City because they're such lovely sculpts, and I just decided to try and do them in brighter colours than I normally would, hence the sort of cartoonish green skin on the zombies to begin with. But yep, it's happening. It's all go. Okay. Thunder Cookie says, fashion demands sacrifices even from us. We understand. Thank you. I think, ultimately, we're putting together a collection like Ulfin Khan has never seen before, so it's all going to be worth it. There's a metal bell to paint here, and solely because I've got gold on the palette and it'll save time, it's going to be gold. Even though, wow, that shade is not going on very well. Slap, slap, slap. On it goes. Yeah, that looks dreadful, but we'll fix it later. The shade will make that look okay. You can at least tell it's meant to be metallic, so that's fine. Right, next, candles. Quite enjoy speed painting, to be honest with you. There was one time at the end of a Dicebreaker painting stream when I'd finished and we had 15 minutes to go. So I decided to see if I could do a Skaven clan rat from start to finish. And I got it up to the point where it was shaded and just needed a highlight in 15 minutes. And I was dead pleased. After the stream, I finished it in another 2 minutes. But I had to wait for the shade to dry. But yeah, it was a real rush, just like hammering my way through an entire clan rat in a quarter of an hour. Right, candles, done. Let's get something on that skull. Make it stand out a bit more from the wood. this little banner. Get that done. There we go, banner's done. Just got to do the back of it. Back of the banner's done. Okay, now whack a bit of cream into this colour. Okay. Pick out some details on the crow and the stump, like that. Do the same on the other side. Doesn't look wonderful, but the shade will help. Now pick out the roots. Here we go. Okay, roots picked out. Okay, we need proper white. Philip Connolly says, have you done any more Turnip 28 stuff? The more I see about it, the more I'm tempted to give it a go. Yeah, I'm still chipping away. It was a toss-up today, actually, between doing zombies again and doing another stream of painting Turnip 28 models. Where's the focal point? There it is. Because they are great fun, but now I've stalled a little bit while I do Curse City, but I am really enjoying just slowly noodling away at it. It kind of, it happens when I'm working on things that I will be really focused on a project and then suddenly I'll go, oh, and stop working on it for a little while and come back to it because I've really focused on something else. And before I used to try and force myself. I used to be like, no, you need to finish this project before you can move on to this one. But that just felt like putting myself into tension, and actually it meant I didn't paint much at all. So I just learned to go with it. Like if I'm really excited to paint something, I'll just let myself go paint it, because it's better than not, and slowing my own roll. Which is why I've still got models that I bought in 2017 when I first started that I've not finished, and I'm okay with that because I know I will. Like my one rule at the minute is I'm not buying any more models until I've finished what I have. And I know that's a joke among the hobby circuit. People are like, ha, sure, you're not going to buy anything new. But I actually reckon I can do it. Okay, got to get the inside of that leg. But we're getting there. We're getting there. Phil Connolly says, oof, full title, what did I do to upset you? Did I full name you? Sorry, I didn't mean to. You've done nothing to upset me, unless you were one of the people clamouring for denim jorts. Even after I gave you a beautiful dress. Okay. Right. White shorts. Now it's time to do polka dot. I've never attempted this before, so I don't know if this is going to work at all. We're going to find out. Bit of Dutch courage. Yep. We'll need a smaller brush for this. Sasha Garza says, buying craft supplies and using craft supplies can be separate hobbies sometimes. I completely agree. 100%. Okay. All right. Okay. Maybe I didn't clean this brush brilliantly before. RV Dammit said, Guy at Midwinter Minis decided to buy no more until he finished his pile. 1 year later, he had more left than when he stopped buying. How does that work? Okay, here we go. We've got a big old blob of Wazdaka Red, which is this really smooth red with quite a lot of white pigment in it. You can see there. So it just looks like a really cartoonish, like classic polka dot red. I've never done this before, and actually I'm really not sure how this is going to go, but let's go for it anyway. There's quite a lot on there, isn't it? It's too much paint. Okay, now it begins. Can you even see that? I'll show you when I've done more. Oh my god. It's alive. It's alive. Oh no, it's awful and brilliant. What has got into us today? I'm actively ruining a very good model. This is a lovely sculpt, and yet here I go. Well, that was clumsy. But come on. It's happening. It's happening. Actually coming on quite quickly. It's not perfect, but how many do we have left to do? Okay, we've got 2 more zombies to do after this. Oh, in 2 hours, that's fine. Boy, Svensson says, shit painting is the new shit posting. Yep. Turns out, I'm actually a little bit afraid of how the final 2 zombies are going to come out. Okay. Okay. Oh, wow, that was, I was about to call that a misclick. But you're painting with a brush, Johnny. Keep you cool. The size of these polka dots is varying something fierce. But we're getting it done. The shade will help. Just gonna have to. It's got a lot of heavy lifting to do on this little guy. Yep. Ooh. Arcadia suggests a plaid shirt for the next one. Maybe. I mean, by that I mean absolutely not. But it's a bold suggestion and I thank you for it. actually works. That's hilarious. Is that done? I've kind of done all of it. It's not great around this knee, this front leg, but I think you certainly get the idea of what's going on here. I'm quite pleased with that. It's silly, but it works. Okay, right. Let's finish this guy up. Got some cream on this eyeball. Roswell Walton's done another super chat. What? Saying, have another drink on me. Just found a lovely orc I bought a week ago and promptly lost in the abyss that is my living room. Just found it in my cat's bed and saved myself having to buy another. Thank you, that's very, very kind of you. I was about to quip that I'll buy 2 bottles of wine on my way to my friends tonight, but I don't want tomorrow to be a write-off. Brian Hughes says, I do like that these underpants appear to have a hole for his tail. That's actually a root coming down from the tree stump up here, I hasten to add. But I certainly see what you mean. Absolutely laughable. But fun. Okay. What do we need to do? We need to paint this guy's moustache. We'll do that black. And we need to use the same colour to paint the wicks on the candles. Where is the black? Brown. You'll do. Whew. Okay, that's that. Now those wicks. And this guy, I think, will be ready to shade. There are some more details I could probably pick out on the rest of the model, but at the same time, no one's going to be looking at those bits, are they? Everyone's going to be looking at these stunning shorts. Emma Benton says, have any of you seen the neat little 1500-year-old ceramic man figurine with a removable helmet? It's adorable. It really is. I saw that in the news today. It's flipping fantastic. It's very cool. Right. Time to shade. I will put this brush away. Where's my... There it is. I feel like I could get quite a compilation going already of trying to find a brush, finding it behind my ear and going, there it is. I do it every week without fail. Seraphim Sepia twice. Here we go. And Great Set Shade. Emma has posted a link to the picture of the little man in the chat. If you want to go look, I highly recommend you do, because it's great. Oh. Did you also see like the news that they reckon there might be mushrooms on Mars, and thus life. I read that last night, just a headline, just before I went to bed, and then I sat there kind of slightly freaking out for a little while, just thinking, like, because mushrooms are so otherworldly. It's like, mushrooms, they're aliens. Are mushrooms aliens? Probably. And it just really threw me. That's something I've always found, like, fascinating, but also a little bit creepy. Like, could well be just existing on other planets and has colonized them. It's fascinating. Okay, here we go. So that's what this looks like shaded. I do need to splotch some red onto the flesh, just to break it up a bit, like I did with the others. Linorn says, oh, those polka dot jeggings are... Thank you. Thank you very much. They came together quite quickly, which I'm pleased with. Here we go. Great couple of puns. Nick Green says Mars-shrooms. But Alex Ziglinska says Mars-celium. Mars-celium. Very good. That was not Luna. That was not the Ball of Screams. That was some sort of child out in the street. Just kicking off. Don't know why. Not my responsibility. But, yep, there you go. Right, throwing some red on there. Let's get something in the eye of this guy, actually. Yeah, there we go. Give that a little bit more definition. Bang, done. 3 zombies down, 2 to go. Okay, uh-oh, it's another dress. I think we're going to do this one more simply. Probably. Aiden Folk says, Greg's vegan sausage rolls are made from mycoprotein so they could set up a factory on Mars. Yeah, but the delivery times would be ridiculous, wouldn't they? Or you could go get it yourself, but it would get cold by the time you got home. Oh, am I kidding? I always eat them straight outside the shop. Okay. Mark Cohen says, sequins! No! Wedding dress. A little black dress. It's a classic. Lavender dress. I haven't done anyone in black, actually. Tartan kilt. Checker beard. The Ghost of Laura Palmer says, is that a wedding dress? They have a veil. I think it's more of like a head shawl. A lot of people saying little black dress here. Brandon Heimbach has joined the party. All right, let me see if I can find my Abaddon black. Oh, there it is. No, that's silver. Stephanie M says purple dress. Problem is, Stephanie, in fact, I'll show you. There is an identical model to this one that I've already painted, and I did it purple. I'll grab it now. You can have a look. One sec. Where is that black gone? So, William Black says, is Johnny painting an undead army or a fashion show? Both. This is the box in which I keep my Cursed City miniatures. They've all been magnetised. I haven't assembled some of them, but look, you can turn that sucker upside down. Very handy. But, where's she gone? Oh no, I did her in red. Oh look, okay, right. I'll show you 2 of the other zombies I've already done. So, the denim dress lady. Oh no, wait. This is the lady we're just painting now. She's done in this sort of rich red with a blue scarf around her head, and the duplicate of the denim dress lady is in purple there. So, hence, quite She-Hulky. But that's how they both look. So I'd like to do something a little bit different. Melanie Sood says, lol, is the zombie wearing a wimple? It's possible. Okay, right, we'll try and do a little black dress, because it's been a while since I've tried to layer up black cloth, and I could do with the practice. But in order to do that, I want to find my Abaddon black. And it was like right here earlier. It's apparently got lost among the detritus of my desk. May struggle to do a little black dress, my good friends. It might not be possible today. Ah! Cheeky little paint. Here it is. Okay. Just going to make sure the focus is alright. Yeah, it is. Okay, here we go. I don't have a brush behind my ear now. I mean, I do, but it's not the one I want. Okay. Okay. Where's the brush I was using earlier? Well, now I put it back. Really need to sort my brushes out, to be honest. This one will do. Go with a pearl earring. That is a good shout, actually, but we're going to go with a little black dress, because apparently this is just a full-on fashion parade now. So, step 1, black. Like in that Fast Show sketch. Black! Just going to stick an album on in my headphones. Okay. Okay. I suppose it makes sense that one of these zombies might have been buried in black, right? Ooh, that looks sketchy so far. Thunder Cookie says, I'm sorry, I was only joking about the jorts. Have you all gone quiet, or has chat stopped showing for me? Curious. Seems like no one said anything for a while. I'll reload it. Weird. Maybe you've all gone quiet. Or maybe YouTube has intervened. Oh no, there you are. Sweet. Sweet Monkey Tuesday says, I know it's a dress, but I'm seeing a towel and a head towel. Yeah, there is a sort of... I just stepped out of the bathroom in the Motel 6 kind of vibe to this model, isn't there? God, it feels like a million years ago since I was last in a hotel wandering around with a towel around my waist and a towel on my head for no particular reason after showering. Well, actually, I used to do it because I had shoulder-length hair, but... Thank you for confirming that you're all there, chat. Emma Benton says, we're all lurking like zombies. Good to know. Not sinister at all. Oh, yeah. I forgot this is why I don't layer up black that often. It's finicky. Black. Mr. the Jeff says, I went quiet because I realised I'd actually accidentally gone back to the start of the stream, was commenting on stuff 2 hours old. I didn't notice, Mr. the Jeff, but I'm sure your comments were great anyway. Okay, keep going. All right, black, 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 little black dress. Oh, painting black is boring. You'd think it'd be super straightforward, but it ain't. EA122 says, the new Venom trailer looks nice. So what have I missed? You've missed some of the greatest fashion crimes, I think we should call them, in miniature painting history. You've missed an incredible denim dress, some genuinely alright polka dot shorts, and now we're doing a little black dress because it's iconic. Rob sorry, Rob, I always fuck this up, don't I? Rob Deville? Rob says, how are you planning on painting up your parkour vampires, Johnny? I nearly done with my 3. I went red/brown fur and deep crimson hair, contrast nicely with the pallid skin tone I used. I haven't thought about it, to be honest. If I could give any descriptor to how I'm going to paint them up at the moment, it's reluctantly. I find vampire molds quite boring. I don't know what it is. I'm sure I will have fun with them because they're really nice sculpts, but I don't know. I kind of want to subvert it a bit. Like, you know, the whole big, like, hulking out wolf, almost wolf-like bat dude. I kind of don't want to do that in just sort of the sort of brown and weird fleshy tones. But I don't know how else to do it. Maybe sort of like a dark skin tone that's really blue tinted. I'm going to play around with it and see, but because I have got them assembled. But yeah, I don't know yet. Watch this space. Emma Benton says, nothing here is a crime. Fashion is all about confidence. If you have the confidence to pull it off, you can pull it off. That's actually a very good point. Thank you, Emma. That's worth bearing in mind. I more than once have bought a really bold print, like large print button-up shirt, thinking like, yeah, I pull this off, I like it. And then I put it on, I'm like, nah, I hate it. And like, I really like other people in those kinds of shirts. I hate how I look in them. So I feel like, no, that's not a go for me. But also, right, there's like officially licensed merch, but there's a company that makes leggings, and they make leggings for Warhammer. So you can be like, oh look, I'm wearing Space Marine leggings or whatever. I'm a salamander. I'm this, I'm that, and the other. But they do them for the Sisters of Battle, for like the Adeptus Sororitas, and they look amazing, and they look so comfy. And I wish I had the confidence, because to be honest with you, leggings, they don't really suit my body type, because I have quite short legs, and I've got large muscled thighs, got kind of a bubble butt, but just like emphasizing the shape of my legs makes the rest of my body look weird. So they're definitely a no-go, but oh god, I'm tempted just to get them and wear them around the house. Not least because you can get a winter version that are like fleece-lined, which I'm sure would be amazing. But anyway, that's my fashion confession. Okay, right. She is now wearing a dress that has been painted black. Currently, it is shapeless. If you can see any variation on the model, it's because it's catching the light because the paint is still a bit damp. So we're going to have to start layering this up a bit. And we'll see how this goes. Emma Benton says, I have a textured white button-up shirt like that. I want to feel good in it, but I just don't. I think it's mostly a fear of button-ups from having to wear a uniform for kindergarten to 8th grade. I assume that's what K means. Yeah, same. I hate wearing shorts because I had to wear shorts at school as a kid, with knee-high woolen socks, and it didn't matter what the weather was. If it was sweltering, you had to have them pulled up to had to have your socks pulled up to your knees anyway. If it was freezing, you still had to wear your shorts. There was like, you didn't get a say. That was the uniform, and I hated it. And it's been 21 years since I had to stop wearing shorts at school, and I still hate doing it. Hate doing it. Okay, right. That's the head done. Mr. the Chef says, Johnny, leggings don't suit my body type either, but I did wear a pair of iridescent mermaid scale print leggings to Pride back in 2018, and oh my god, I got so many compliments. Those sound amazing. I think I know the ones you mean. Are they the ones with like the very large scales that kind of have like semicircle tops? Kind of like little, almost like little triangles, but overlapping? I think I know. I think if they're the ones I'm thinking of, then I'm sure they looked absolutely brilliant. Martin Thomas says, you just described my ideal man, Johnny, lol. Oh, well. I've always thought of my lower body as something just to stuff in some jeans and not draw too much attention to. Did you hear that? A kid just outside went, football! Good to celebrate what you like, you know? Like, oh, Warhammer... Oh, video games. Okay. Yes, exactly those, Johnny, says Mr. the Jeff. I'm sure you looked amazing in those. Good on you. I did wear some gold leggings to a sci-fi themed fancy dress party. I went as a gender bent Lulu Dallas, and I got these gold leggings, but the gold leggings I didn't realise because they were like gold leggings for men, and I was like, oh great, they're probably just, you know, sized slightly differently to accommodate, you know, a different shape, but no, they had a codpiece. They had like an actual like sewn on like codpiece where you could tuck your junk into it, and I walked into the party and a guy walked up and went, nice leggings, and went whap and slapped my dick, and that was just the start of the evening. So, yeah. Scott Perkins says, fully know how you feel. Amazon weirdly recommended me a kimono and I was fully tempted to buy it. Yes, please. Okay, right. So we've got a black layer down here. And I guess what we need to do is start lightening again. So, we'll see. Is that too much? Well, I've done it now. So I've mixed a bunch. I'm going to show you again. Mixed a bunch of cream in. That's the shade we're now working with. It is lighter. Let's go easy on this. Linon says, one of those dick slapping parties, eh? I mean, it certainly wasn't the intended theme, but a friend actually hit me quite hard on the balls later that night. Which was a thing. And there was another Lulu Dallas at that party who was better dressed than me. Alas. But she gave me a hug, I think, when we realised, which was nice. Okay. Alright. You can tell when I'm not entirely convinced that I'm going to do a good job painting something because I just start saying, okay, to myself a lot. was a bit much, wasn't it? I've just started layering on some grey. We're going to need to shade this and come back to it, I think. But it's going to be quite a grey dress rather than a proper slinky little black number. But we'll get there, and it'll be interesting to have as part of the kind of the unit, because there are like 10 of them. So I think it will provide some interesting contrast. I'm just not super confident with layering up black. I think because like things like Abaddon Black is such a dark tone that I feel like anything even remotely lighter just feels like a huge jump in contrast. But the shade will help. Might actually shade this now and see. Come on, focus. Yeah, there we go. Oh, it's all right actually. Oh, there's my beard. Hello. That looks all right. Yeah. Okay. Ah, cool. Nice. Okay. Good. Right. Got some flowers to do on the top here to get the top of this model ready. So. Dee. This is going okay. Good. And it's 6:30. Laura B says, who is this Lulu character? Is it the woman in Fifth Element? Yeah, Leeloo Dallas. Leeloo Dallas Multipass. Played by Mila Jovovich. The Fifth Element is an incredible movie. If you haven't seen it, treat yourself. You'll have a great time. You start watching it and you're like, okay, well, this is going to be one thing. And then the film comes along and is like, no, I shall be another thing entirely. And it's great. Saul Reed has done a super chat saying, Johnny, I've spent my entire time doing my painting convincing my brain that it actually looks fine, so I know exactly how you mean. I've been seeing the progress on your Zelda painting, though, on the Discord. It looks really good. But yes, doing something and then convincing yourself it actually looks all right. Two very different disciplines. And I struggle with the latter in some areas. I mean, obviously I was convinced of the denim dress's greatness because fundamentally I didn't believe it ought to exist. But by God, we made it happen. Jack Wood says Jean-Paul Gaultier's costume design in Fifth Element is chef's kiss. Oh yeah, I forgot that it was Jean-Paul Gaultier. That film is like, it flopped, didn't it? It got like panned when it first came out, and now like I think it's viewed as a classic, like a cult classic, right? I'm not making that up. I think it is actually really highly regarded, and deservedly so. Okay, we're nearly there. Got a little bit of metal to do on there. Okay. Doing some of the metals. Talking to myself again. What do we need to do? Just going to very lightly put a little bit of cream on the tip of the stake that's going through the chest of this lady, just to kind of make it more obvious that it's been sharpened. But apart from that... Oh, we need to... For some reason, the soil here has been painted silver. I don't know what I was doing. But as soon as it looks like soil again, I think we'll be ready to shade this sucker and then do a little bit more work on the black dress. And we'll see how it goes. It really is warm in this room. It's impairing my ability to think of words to say good. Right, that's that done. All right. There it is. Jack Wood says, now all I can think of is the really bizarre opera / shootout scene. That is such a good bit of cinema. It's that lady singing away with Bruce Willis in the front row, while Mila Jovovich absolutely kicks the crap out of some people. Fist of Fury says, Flaston Paradise! Oh, it's good. Okay. Here we go. Here comes the shades. Oh God, Ian Holm is brilliant in that as well. God, the cast is just amazing, isn't it? It's a very, very, very good film for those of you who haven't seen it. And again, this isn't one thing I hate is when people say, I haven't seen X, and people go, you haven't seen X, as if it's possible to have consumed all cinema up to that point. So instead of being like, I can't believe you haven't seen, it's more like, I think you will have a great time if you do watch blah. And I firmly believe that there's so much to enjoy in The Fifth Element, not to hype it up too much, because it is kind of like, it's got kind of a schlocky, campy element to it, but I really think it adds to the film's charm. It's just very good. Don't take my word for it. I'm just a guy streaming some miniatures on the internet and realizing that he has a budding career in miniature fashion design. Because this lady's ready to hit the town and hurt some people and eat them. Arcadia says, Fifth Element movie and game double bill. There's a PlayStation 1 game? Interesting. Maybe. I'll look into it. Mr. the Jeff says, I was amazed how many people hadn't seen Starship Troopers and were so happy to be there on stream when... So people... Oh, sorry. I was amazed by how many people hadn't seen Starship Troopers, and I was so happy to be there on stream when so many people saw it for the first time. Me too. My God. Chaos? Oh, I think I've said that right. Chaos has said, you've not seen it, we're watching this right now film is Black Dynamite. I've not seen that film, actually, funnily enough. What is my we're watching it right now film? Not sure. Dog Soldiers. It's Dog Soldiers. It's always Dog Soldiers. Of course it's Dog Soldiers. Yeah. I think also Robin Hood Men in Tights. I mean, if you've seen pretty much any video I've been in with Aoife, you'll know that I absolutely adore that movie. Just waiting for the shade to dry on this now. There are a couple of jokes that haven't aged well, but all in all, it's still just a very clever and just great fun movie with some incredible performances. Thoroughly recommended. Oh, Aiden Fox says the Fifth Element game is also on PC. That would make life easier. Maybe we should do this. Okay, I'm going to go back in with some grey. Get a little bit more cream. Put that in there. Okay. And again, just like with the denim dress, we're just going in and picking out some of the areas that it makes sense to be of a lighter colour. Just going to start layering this thing up. This is going better than I thought it would. I think it's been so long since I've dared to do black cloth. I think I might have just learned a bit more about layering and like painting a model in order to light it slightly, maybe? I don't know. Basically, I'm surprised by how well this is going, and I'm relieved. Because after the denim dress and the polka dot, you don't want a zombie to come out looking all tatty. I mean, you do want them to come out looking tatty. They're zombies. They've crawled their way out of the ground, but you don't want the other zombies to make fun of them. Stephen Paul has done a super chat saying, my movie is What's Up, Doc? I don't think I've seen that either. It's possible I have. I don't know. Yeah, pleased with how this is going. Oh wow, I haven't heard this song in a long time. I've been listening to a lot of Manchester Orchestra recently because the new album's out, but it's also put me onto the old ones. Listening to Sleeper 1972 from their debut album. And oh boy, she's a tearjerker, all right. God, I actually remember seeing this song perform live, and everyone sang along, but so quietly that you could just hear the kind of like S's and T's, like tip, 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 tip. It was so soft. The whole room was doing it as well. Like just you could hear a pin drop, and yet thousands of people were singing along with the softest voices. It was amazing. I look forward to gigs again, when gigs are a thing. Right, so that's how the dress has come out. Come on, focus. Yes, pleased. Good. Into it. Aoife Byrne has done another super chat saying definitely Men in Tights and Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Yeah. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a classic. Roswell Walton says the Wreck movie is fantastic. Spanish horror, very good. Yes, indeed. Oliver Morgan says my brother's is Spliced and I resent him for that. Is that the one with Adrian Brody in it? Because that film, absolutely not. Cool. Am I happy to leave that there? Kind of think I am. We'll go a little lighter. Yeah, we'll do one more little coat to do a final highlight on this dress. So tell me, chat, what's the most incredible moment you've experienced at a gig? I'm not saying that Manchester Orchestra one was, but it was pretty high up there. It's all popping off on my street today. Gotta be careful, actually. The Wreck remake was poor, however, says Rob Deville. Yeah, that was Quarantine, did they call it? Burrito says, in a super chat, what's your favourite or most memorable concert or gig? God, that's hard. The last time I saw Frightened Rabbit was pretty special because they played in just a town hall. And they seemed a bit confused as to why they'd been booked, but they played a great set anyway, and they, were lovely. But obviously that was the last time I saw them while Scott Hutchison was still alive. So that ended up meaning a lot. God, that's such a hard question. There we go. Seeing Amigo the Devil live, that was pretty special as well. That was just a really feel-good gig. I'm going to call this lady done. And I'm really pleased we went with the little black dress, actually. That's worked brilliantly, and I'm no longer afraid of doing black cloth. We've got one zombie left to do on this stream. And then, an hour and 19 minutes in which to do it. Alright, okay. Rob DeVille says, yes, Johnny. Also, the surname is as per the Disney villain. Thank you, Rob. Oh, Linon saw the Lord of the Rings films with a live orchestra at the Royal Albert Hall. That's pretty special. Whoa! Angel Beats saw a lunar eclipse during an Iron Maiden concert and they performed Fear of the Dark. Yes, please. That sounds great. Alright, this one's the last one. This cheerful chappie who has been hanged. Let's start off by painting this parchment. Ta-da. Casey Hughes says, any tips for someone wanting to stream yet no PC? So, I think look up the specs of what you do have, because it really depends what you want to stream. Some things are super... Like, OBS is a free software. It's called Open Broadcast Software, and you can use it to stream, and like it's pretty good at not taxing a computer too much. So you can stream from OBS from a laptop if you want to. It's not that bad. And with that, it depends how powerful whatever it is you're using is. You could get an Elgato like plug-in capture device, which would allow you to play, say, on a console and put that through OBS. Or you could stream direct from a console, which limits you a little bit, but is still a perfectly valid way of doing it. But basically, I would say look into OBS, look into the spec of the tech you have, and just try and work out what's feasible. You might not be able to run, like, video games running at, ultra settings, etc., and stream at the same time, but you can certainly stream a lot of things. Brian Hoffman's done a super chat saying, sent my first ever super chat last week to you and left it blank because I'm duh. I want to thank you for everything you do and have done. Thank you. Thank you very much, Brian. Thank you for delivering unto me your very first super chat. I think I remember that coming in mysteriously of just a blank super chat, but I appreciated it then, and I certainly appreciate the follow-up now. So yeah, thank you. Okay. And once again, there are some bits of wood I've painted as metal for no particular reason, so I'll fix that. Tell you what gig I really wish I could have gone to see. I had some really good gigs lined up before the country went into lockdown. I was going to see Richard Dawson in a pub, I think, or a small venue. I was going to see AJJ twice in as many weeks. And then, whoop, none of them happened, which was a shame. It was necessary, but I'm still sad that I didn't get to have those 3 particular evenings out. It was a bit sloppy. Oh wow, no, what's happened? I got the delirium tremens. No, hand is steady. Just has some really clumsy brush strokes just then. KL says, I once saw Fear Factory in the back room of the pub a friend worked in. The single loudest experience of my life. I can imagine. Wow. Stakes. Not metal, but wood. There we go. Always fun when there's a whole step you need to undo when you're painting a model because you made a very strange decision last time you were painting. Really enjoy that kind of thing. That's metal. Okay. Aidan Fox says, EGX Res was my disappointed to miss gig. Stephanie M says, I'm back. How did the black dress turn out? Looks like this. Quite pleased with that, actually. Yeah, looks alright. It's nice to be slowly putting a dent in Curse City because it's got like 60 models. Oh, Star Systems says, I'm looking forward to the My Chemical Romance gig in Milton Keynes that has been now rescheduled twice. Yeah, that's got to hurt. Especially after so long without them in front of you on screen. Screen? Stage. Words. Difficult. Doing a bit of green. Okay. Bit more soil. Really don't know what I was thinking when I did so much metal on the tops of these. Fixed it now anyway. Well, one of the weirdest concerts I ever went to was, I went to a Call of Duty World Champs to cover it for work one time. And at the end, Snoop Dogg performed. And he was like 90 minutes, 2 hours late. People were just there like, come on, bring us Snoop. And then he came out smoking an absolutely massive blunt and everyone was very happy. It was very surreal. It's just weird to go from watching like professional Call of Duty players shooting each other to to that. A good giggle though. Okay. Just got to do the noose and then it's time to decide. Last zombie. How are we doing the shorts? Not doing shorts. Not doing it. Get those requests in while you can. I don't promise I'll follow any of them. Eleanor Hodge says, roughly, how late am I? Eleanor Hodge is never late. Eleanor Hodge arrives precisely when they mean to. But we've been going nearly 3 hours. If that's what you were really asking. Too Cool for Cape says dark green. Oliver Morgan says tie-dye because Oliver Morgan does not want me to be happy. Thunder Cookie says I'm going back to canary yellow. Khakis, tiny pineapple shorts. Canary yellow could work. I don't know. Jonathan Hurst says booty shorts with juicy on the butt. Secret Emerald says pride flag. I'm going to be awful at doing that, if I'm perfectly honest with you. That is many colours and requires a very steady hand. So while I would like to... Also, on a zombie? Like, that would be a weird way for me as a heterosexual man to show support, I think, for the LGBTQ+ community. White that's just see-through enough to see the underpants says shift. I don't think I have that. Red with watermelon seeds. Jockstrap. Haha, says Adam Ellis. Oh no, Hodge wants red with watermelon seeds. I'm going to keep thinking about this. Because I would quite like to just do some pretty straightforward shorts, if I'm perfectly honest with you. Canary yellow could work. Let's do canary yellow. Oh, that's not what I want. Canary yellow. But Johnny, why are you reaching for your most hated paint, Naranja Denso from Vallejo? Isn't it a salmon pink? Why, yes, it is a salmon pink. And that's exactly why we want it. Because as I said in the last painting stream, and I've said before, pink is a bizarrely good base colour if you're going to paint yellow on a mini. So, I'm going to start doing salmon pink. Nevermore says, all support is good support. Regrettably, I've started doing them canary yellow now, but I will bear it in mind. I think I would definitely like to do something painted up in pride colours, but personally, I do feel a bit like, ooh, about choosing Undead to do it. Angel Beat says, that was a very peachy butt colour. I know. It's the weirdest dense orange I've ever seen. In Before Anyone Describes My Butt as a dense orange. Well, I'll tell you what we haven't done, apart from like the minute where I went and grabbed a beer, is have a break this stream, have we? I've been too caught up in painting fabrics. I will finish painting the pink on these shorts, and then let's grab a 5-minute break. Because I don't know about you, but I could use a trip to the toilet. And perhaps you... oh no, that root is snapping. Can you see this? This root here that I'm now poking. That's not going to stay. Oh well. Let's just get it over with. There it goes. Could glue it back on. But I'll just paint the end of it brown. Sometimes life is too short to glue a tiny little bit back onto a Warhammer model. Eleanor Hodge says, how long is left? 1 hour and 5, Eleanor. Be painting until 8 p.m. BST, which is noon if you're on Eastern Time, and 3 p.m. if you're on Pacific Time. So, yeah, 5-minute break. Here it comes. Do what you need to do. Hydrate, stretch out, grab yourself something to craft with if you're crafting, or if you're not and you haven't started, yada, yada, yada. In the meantime, please enjoy, if you're not going anywhere, staring at this picture of my dog, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. See you in a minute. Oh, hello. Welcome back. Let's paint some more. Really smooth link there. Hope everyone had a nice break. Sorry I completely forgot about doing one. My mistake. It's weird, isn't it, how sometimes you just... something will... wow, words are hard. How something will just completely sail out of your brain. You'll forget to do it. Let's see. Let's just do the belt very quickly on this here zombie. Don't have to be super neat. Here we go. Actually struggling to work out where the belt goes on bits of this. Oh, that's a root. Okay. Well, I'll paint that in a bit. Sure, that's fine. That'll do. Okay, right. So, salmon pink shorts. Now, let's go with the brightest yellow I have. Phalanx yellow. The thing about yellow is it has a bit of a reputation as needing coat after coat after coat to build up a vibrant and, like, smooth tone, which is why I start with pink first. I've talked about this before a few times, but it's always worth repeating, because even this isn't even that thick on my brush, but see how much more vibrant that is just from having a bit of pink underneath it. I mean, it's still, looking at this, it will need another coat because I can kind of see the pink under it. But in terms of getting the colour to pop, it can't be beaten. It's such a good technique. Elisis, I think I said that right, says Pride in London will be in September this year. Maybe a Pride painting stream then? Sure, I'll need to try and line up some guests. It doesn't look great for me to be doing it solo, being straight and being like, hey everyone, we're here to celebrate Pride, with absolutely no members of the LGBTQ plus community. But yeah, September's plenty of time away. I'm sure I can get that sorted. It'll just be a lovely stream, also a stream full of me just trying and failing to freehand stripes, because I don't find that easy, I have to say. Eleanor Hodge says, is this the last ever zombie that I'll ever paint? No. That I have to paint from the Cursed City box? Yes. Once we're done with this, guys, we've got nearly a whole hour. It's not going to take that long to finish this chap up. I'll I don't have that much stuff that's primed. I'll start working on something. Don't worry. Oh, I did wonder at the title, says Eleanor. Yeah, I want to finish up these zombies. But not like in a, like, let's make sure there are no more zombies kind of way. Right, so that's how the yellow's coming on. At the minute, the differentiation between that and the skin tone of the actual zombie isn't great, but we're going to do another coat once this is dried a little bit, and once we've shaded it, I think it's gonna be fine. Thunder Cookie says, same tip for you as earlier. There's striping tape for nail art. Very small, easily removable, quite cheap too. You might want to give it a try. Thunder Cookie, that is an absolutely great tip. Eleanor Hodge says, did you finish Not Bin Bag the Wizard? I did, actually. While this dries, I'll show you Torgilius, the Chancellor or something. I can't remember his fucking name. Barry Bumble Crumpets, who has a tremendous username, has done a super chat saying, holy gosh, I'm here for a stream, brackets, damn you work. Although I caught one of these live, I'm hiding a SC super chat for me when I watch it properly tomorrow to elevate my day. Love you, Johnny. Thank you very much, Barry Bumble Crumpets. I've been a long time admirer of your username, and I'm very grateful for the super chat. And it's nice to know that you save these up to watch. That's really lovely. Here's Torgilius. I had a really good time. I spent a couple of hours after the stream really trying to layer up this cloth. It's not perfect, but I was trying something new with a colour palette I really don't use that often. And I'm quite pleased with how it came out. I'm really pleased with the blue, actually. So yeah, this guy's all done. He's one of the villains of Curse City, and I'm quite pleased with him. I also finished this guy that I started painting a while ago. That came out quite nicely. Tried a bit more of like a cartoonish bold style on the highlighting, which I don't normally do. But for the moment, our focus remains on the zombies. So here we go. Eleanor Hodge says, can he not be the hero? I mean, he's supposed to be a villain. There's nothing to say we couldn't swap him out for one of the supposedly heroic figures. I do like him a lot. He's very... I think I described him at the time as a turbo librarian. He reminds me a bit of Sourdust from Gormenghast, actually, which I'm reading for the first time at the minute, and it's great. Can't believe I wasn't recommended it before. I probably was, but I just didn't listen. But yeah, tremendous series. Okay. Oh, Laura B says that purple one is my favourite so far. Thank you, Laura. Yeah, I was pleased with how it came out. My friend Adam is a tremendous painter, and he goes with really bold, almost cartoonish highlights, and I think it just looks so fantastic. I wanted to try and emulate it, and that was sort of my attempt. Phoenix Burst says, tights! This guy's ready to shade, I think. There it is. Okay. We'll do a little fashion parade of the 10 finished zombies when we're done, and then I'll move on to something else. Shade. HC Bird said, I didn't know I wanted to be a turbo librarian until now. Strange, isn't it? How you never know when or where the calling is gonna find you, but there it is. Go forth and become the turbo librarian you never knew you wanted to be. Jack Wood says, wow, that yellow is popping. Thanks. Yeah, it's 2 coats over pink. It's gone all right. And then in comes the brown to give it some... That's a bit too much, actually. But to give it some shape, let's just clean the brush off. Get some of that away. Yeah, so we've lifted some of the shade off, like that. And then my patented technique of just giving the butt a little touch to take any shade off that, just so the hiney really shows up. And that's how those shorts are coming out. I'm quite pleased with that, actually. I forget who suggested the canary yellow, but Nathan Wilkinson says, shade, shade, shade. Shade your booty. Indeed. Okay. Now we're going in with this sort of flesh shade, and we're going to just get some of that into some of the injuries this zombie has, like that, and around that. Just to try and, again, accentuate them and break up what we've got here. That's probably too much, actually. We'll come back to that. Eden Fox says, and who are you wearing? I don't know, I just ate him. Eleanor Hodge says, have you thought about painting a set of dice, Johnny? I have not. Do you mean like inking the numbers onto them? I'm amazed by some of the quality dice that people produce, but I've never really thought about giving them a go myself. I know when I was at Dicebreaker, Loli's made a candy set of dice to eat, which is sweet. Ha ha ha, sweet. Fun. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I needed to shade the noose, didn't I? So cheerful, painting miniatures. Shade your booty, shade your booty. Well, that's not gone brilliantly. You can see it's a noose. I'm happy to call this guy done. So, let's get all 10 of them out, shall we? Show you the first 5 I did, and then I'll show you the 5 that we finished up today. Oop, don't stick together with your magnets now. So, proudly presenting, we've got Red Dress Lady. Actually, I'll show you the counterparts. That'll be fun. Red Dress Lady and her twin, Slinky Little Black Dress Lady. Wow, you can really see the difference in skin colour, actually. Clearly, I shaded harder on this one. And those are the backs. Oh, that's not showing up real. And God, this is hard. These are the backs. So those are those ladies. Then we've got Cripes Where's Me Eyeball Gone. Where you've got for fuck, come on, this is hard. Couple of crows with eyeballs in their mouths. One of them's in just brown shorts. The other one's in polka dot kecks. That's what they look like. Save you for last. I think we all know which one that is. We've got... Oh, they're quite similar, these. We've got roots coming out of the mouth guy in salmon and in orange, which is jolly. That's how they look. One of them has a terrible beard. The other one's beard is all right. Who's next? This is the Condemned Men here, just sort of bimbling around. One is wearing dark green shorts, the other one is wearing some fabulous yellow ones. But finally, coming to the catwalk, we have the Dress Twins. We've got Stacy here in purple and her sister Brittany in acid wash denim. I'm quite pleased with the paint job on both, but let's face it, this is the greatest thing I have ever painted. And I did it as a joke. So there we go. Great, that is 10 zombies done. So that, just those 10, that's a sixth of this box. So much to do. A sixth of this box done. We're getting there. And I'm having a great time doing it. So that's the important bit. That's the encouraging part. Let's put these in here so they can go up on a shelf until they're ready to be played with. Great, that's all that done. Good job, little zombies. Good night. Until you are summoned by some sort of necromancer to wreak havoc in the cursed city. So, OMD says they're known as Double Denim. Aiden Fox says, bite me baby one more time. Very good. Jaybird says, getting strong, who wore it better vibes. Brackets, they're all brilliant. Thank you. Question is, what do we do now? Don't really want to work out. I'm gonna... Okay. Oh, wait. Turnip. It's got turnip models right here. Do I want to do turnip? I want to do turnip or do I want to do mega ship? Let's do mega ship. It's boring, but it's good work to do. Okay. Right. So, Aiden Fox says, good thing the paint's not toxic. Oh, if it were going to do me in, it would have done so by now, wouldn't it? That brush is massive. That's exactly what we need. Why is it so messed up, though? I haven't used this brush, and yet the tip is absolutely screwed. I do not have any pirates, Eleanor. I'm sorry, otherwise I would gladly paint some up. But in terms of things that I have primed and ready to go, I don't have that much. Clearly, I need to get the airbrush out or a rattle can and get some more miniatures ready to paint. But what I do have, if I can find the right orange. Squig orange? Squig orange. Bang. I'll be right back. I have got put that paintbrush a little bit too far in the back of my mouth, didn't I? This absolutely honking great ship. This was part of my leaving present from Dicebreaker. As you can see, I've already started painting it with an airbrush, which is why it looks sort of gradienty, but also quite patchy, because I ran out of time and didn't get to do a second coat. But this is Kharadron. It's bloody huge, isn't it? Let's just go full screen here. This is a Kharadron Overlord Archanaut Ironclad. It is a chuffing great ship piloted by dwarves who live in the sky and mine sky metals. And I'm going to paint it orange and cream. And in fact, I'll show you the frigate I've done. So I do have an existing army of this lot. This. Come on. Oh, God. Okay. So, I do already have an army of this lot. This is an Archanaut frigate, which I painted years ago now, in Barak Nar colours, which is the city of the first sunrise or something. It is, yeah, it's a big dwarf ship. But I don't like this colour scheme. So what I'm going to do eventually is strip all of these minis down and do them in a different colour scheme. What colour scheme is that, Johnny? It's the colour scheme I did my Blood Bowl dwarfs in. This one I can go close up on. Because I really like this colour scheme. I kit bashed together a dwarf team of Kharadron Overlord Blood Bowl players. So this bit is not meant to be on here, but this is an Endrin rigger piloting a Death Roller. And I based this colour scheme off the Rebel Alliance pilots from Star Wars, and I love it. So I'm going to slowly start stripping and redoing my entire army in this orange colour. But before I started stripping things, I thought I would just paint this absolutely massive model. So since we've got time, and I've got a big old brush, I'm going to start trying to make this more orange. So this might not be the most exciting final 40 minutes of the stream, but hey, it's you know, it's painting. What's everyone else working on? Actually, I realised I didn't actually ask at the top of the stream. Are you crafting anything? Are you painting? Are you cross stitching? Are you just chilling out? Let me know what you're up to, because I always like hearing what other people are doing while I'm prattling on and daubing paint onto frankly enormous bits of plastic. Oh, big brush though. Big brush is good. God, I wish I'd had a brush this size when I did the frigate initially. Oh, this is actually really fun. I thought this was going to be really boring, but I'm having a good time. Oliver Morgan says, I was sewing my backpack because it was falling apart. Star System says, lol, I'm building a house in The Sims 4. What's lol about that? If you're enjoying it, it's good fun. You can crack on. Jack Wood is saying, various AdMech bits. Got to bump up my list to 2K for a tournament next month. Nature is Healing tournaments. Good luck. I love AdMech. I think if I wasn't doing Adeptus Sororitas, I'd do AdMech because I think they're wonderful. Axelius says, I'm painting some random Gates of Antares minis for Stargrave. I haven't played Stargrave yet. I really like Frostgrave. Have you played it? Like, how is it? Is it good? Ivan Slucky says, I'm watching and liking the streamer named Johnny Chiodini and the lovely Skeleton Pals. Never heard of him. But I'm glad you're having fun. Boop, boop, boop. Orange. God, this is more fun than I have ever had painting a vehicle already. Just slapping paint on. WhoMD says, I've been playing Stardew Valley instead of chores. We'll have to do them after the stream. Well, you enjoy the Stardew Valley time now while you're doing it. That game is magical. It's actually my most played game on the Nintendo Switch, despite things like Dead Cells and Darkest Dungeon and Breath of the Wild. It's just great. Cameron Thomas says, I'm at work. Glamorous, I know. Laura B says, I'm reading Chinese novels to help me practice. They're really fun. Nick Green says, Orange, you glad to be painting? Well, it happened, didn't it? And I read it out, so... Oh, this is nice. After all of that careful layering, just to be slapping paint on bits of model. I also remember why I started doing this with an airbrush, but unfortunately airbrushes are not conducive to a quiet, chilled atmosphere on stream, being as they are quite loud. Okay. Because that is the nice thing about airbrushes. Well, they are really loud. They are just so quick at painting massive areas on models, like most of this model. Maybe just one time we'll do a silent stream. It's like a silent film. I'll just play jaunty piano music in the background and just be airbrushing. That sounds quite nice. Just me wearing a mask while you hear a honky-tonk piano. Not the most conventional of streams, I warrant you. But... So here's how it's looking. As you can see, it's quite orange. I actually quite like the fact that some of the bits in here are just not orange. So I might not push myself too hard to make this super neat. I kind of like the idea it's a little bit dilapidated. It's not badly painted. It's weathered. It's not a bug. It's a feature. Secret Emerald says, right then, skeleton friends, I do need to be heading off now. Thank you so much for the company you've brought to my lazy afternoon. Take good care of yourself, folks. Take care, Secret Emerald. Thank you very much for tuning in. These, I appreciate that 4 hours is quite a long time to stream. I kind of wanted to do it this way because I'm aware that people watch from sort of all over the world and have sort of different time constraints and stuff. And also because it's my own operation, I'm less reticent about working into the evening, whereas before it'd be like, well, we'll stream 3 till 5 and that's what you get. Streaming for longer means that more people can kind of catch it across time zones, which is nice. There should be no pressure on anyone to feel like they have to watch all of it, whether live or on catch-up, but it's nice to just give people the option. Orange. It's all gonna be orange until it fucking isn't. Oh, sorry, that completely went out of shot. You know what? I'm just gonna go like this because it's so bloody big, isn't it? Turn that down a bit so the webcam isn't struggling quite so much. Second coats. So swift. Andy Curtis says, looks like Red Dwarf. Yeah. Maybe we should paint up one of the smaller ones as Bug. Be quite fun, actually. Oh, this has been sort of... I did a first coat on this weeks ago, and it's sort of just been sat on my... well, with the rest of my sort of to paint pile, looking at me somewhat accusatorily. But this is actually really fun. Wonder how far I could get if I just put 4 hours into this next week. I would need to rethink the camera. I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot. Look, watch this. This is going to blow your mind. Stupid. It's like, I'm going to have to rethink how I show the thing. No, just zoom out the camera, dingus. But 4 hours on this puppy would be quite interesting. Eleanor Hodge says, could a tiny sprig of green somewhere be nice, or would it be too much of an orange vibe? I mean, so I'm really looking to go for this sort of vibe toward the end, just really break it up with nice sort of select bits of cream. But, oops, as you can see, stop falling over. As you can see sort of from, see these bits that sort of have a white glow in the middle, that's meant to be a window into a little reactor. So if I do a similar thing, there will be little pops of colour breaking up all of the orange to make it less orange. Burrito says, the sound of your brush reminds me of the opening scene of Jurassic Park with the paleontologist digging up the bones. ASMR. I know exactly what you mean. It is a lovely noise, all that. People seem into the idea of just a ship stream. Let's do it. Why not? Give it a bash, anyway. I think I was a bit worried I'd get overwhelmed, because it is a lot. Painting that frigate is not as neat as I thought it was, as I wanted it to be when I started on the project, because by the end I resented it and just wanted it done. But that was years ago now. It was like 4 years back. God, I'm old. And I feel like there are some fun things I can do with this. Not least, using a massive brush. And not caring if some bits just aren't very painted. Not even very well painted. Very painted at all. It's quite nice to have that sort of two-tone, almost pre-shaded effect. We've got half an hour left. Could actually start throwing some cream down on this little puppy today. God, wouldn't that be something? Let's see. Let's try. Let's get a lot more orange on here first, but then we'll see where we're at. And then I'll put the brush down at the end of this stream, save it for next Monday, and we can have a big go at the massive, massive Skylad ship. Is this guy going to come off? There's a little man on the side here who you can't really see. Just in his hand back there, he's got a paintbrush. So I'm painting him, painting the ship. But I'm also painting the ship because he's a lazy bastard and he's made of plastic. God, I think actually trying to speed paint a second coat on this is leading to some weathering I quite enjoy. What was it Bob Ross said? There were no mistakes, just happy accidents? Happy little accidents, is that it? I forget. God, it's getting brighter already. Look. I mean, I've done that side much more. Look at that. Right. Also worn a hole in the paper of my wet palette. That's less good. Running out of space here. Let's do that. There we go. That'll be all right. Okay. Oh yeah, Charlie Dice has definite Red Dwarf opening vibes with a person painting a ship. I forgot that that was a thing. God, I haven't watched Red Dwarf in so long. I used to love it as a kid though. I used to watch it all the time. Had like a best of VHS. Mr. B has done a super chat saying, "Is that the Expanse book series behind you? If so, what are your thoughts? By the way, love the content." It is the Expanse book series. I really love it. I can't wait for the last volume to come out this year. I've not seen the show. I hear good things, but I didn't want to start watching it because I have such a fixed idea in my head of how the different characters look. And I think when they first started making the show, I looked at it, I was like, that's not how any of them look to me. Actually, Naomi's a really, Naomi looks very similar to how I kind of picture her in my head, but like Amos in particular just didn't look like how I picture Amos, and I didn't want to, knowing that I had so many books to go, I didn't want to then carry around the TV versions in my head. So I think once I finished the final book, which should be out in October, I think, I'll probably give the TV show a whack. But it's great. It's just really good. Like, they're quick reads. They're great hard sci-fi. I really invest in the plot and characters. Just lovely stuff. It's good, like, uncomplicated sci-fi that is released on a decent timescale, which is funny because isn't one half of James S.A. Corey George R.R. Martin's, like, assistant? Get some paint on the navigator. Oh god. Lojo says, Red Dwarf, the backwards episode was bizarre and brilliant. That was a lot. The book of that was even weirder. Clem has done a super chat saying, "Hello from Singapore. Thanks for all the stuff that you do in creating such a wonderful community. Really helps with the anxiety and depression. I'm curious, what airbrush and compressor do you use?" My compressor is apparently a Fengda FD186. Fengda, Fengda, and I have an Iwata airbrush, but I can't remember the model. But it's good. I like it. It's nice. I could have got cheaper ones. I was going to get a Badger Patriot, I think. But it was actually sold out, so I went for an Iwata instead. And yeah, all in all, great airbrush. Is the ship heavy? Would making it suspend on something work when it's done? It's made of plastic, so it's not mega heavy. And I think at Warhammer World, they have a whole fleet that is actually suspended, which is really cool. I actually am really getting on board with... I mean, it does need more orange, but I'm getting on board with the sort of patchy nature of this. Oh, that's risky. Just lent that ship against my Elgato Stream Deck. If the stream goes dead, you know why? It's because I'm silly. Oh, God, this is cathartic after painting little teeny tiny zombies. Yeah, now I'm actually trying to paint the deck. This is going to take a bit more work than I thought. No, I can't just get away with doing this with a massive brush. But it's all progress, and if we're spending 4 hours on this thing next week, I think it'll be fine. Of course, that's assuming I want the deck to be orange. What if I just do it black? I'll just do it black. But this bit needs to be painted orange. Ooh. You can see why people do these ships and sub-assemblies normally. In fact, when I painted the frigate, I did. But I made the conscious decision to just whack it all together because people aren't going to see a lot of this detail. Oh, look at that! The arm just came off the navigator. That's good fun. I shall be gluing that back on at some point. Good times had by all. I mean, The orange is so thin on some of this internal stuff that it's more like I'm doing a first coat on it here. I guess that's what I'm telling myself. Ray says, hiya Johnny, hiya chat. Hi Ray, hope you're well. If you're just joining us, which it seems you are, I'm poking an enormous ship with a brush. Previously we did a denim dress and it was surprisingly effective. It's been a real mixed bag today. I've been in an odd mood, but I'm very glad to be poking bits of orange paint onto an enormous piece of plastic. So, swings and roundabouts. It's absolutely decimating this wet palette though. I'm running out of space to put orange on. Arcadia says, would an even bigger brush help? Yes, it would. Do I have an even bigger brush? Sadly not. Actually, maybe I do, but we'll stick with this one for now. Get out a paint roller, like I'm painting the wall of a flat. Best thing is, if I do a crap job of painting this, I can blame it on the little Arcanaut who's painting the side, because he's not done yet. Bless him, having to maintain such a massive ship while it is flying sounds rubbish. Isn't it like, I don't know if this is true or not, but they say the Golden Gate Bridge takes so long to paint that by the time they've gone from one end to the other painting it, it's time to start again on the other end. I don't know if that's true, but it sounds positively Sisyphean as a task. Boop, boop, boop. The upsetting thing is I have many more carriage and ships to paint. Kieran Sheridan says, swings and roundabouts is a quote from a Simon Pegg character, right? No, not really. It's a common English idiom. The full phrase is, what you lose on the swings, you gain on the roundabouts. Swings and roundabouts are common features in like children's play parks in the UK. I don't know how much that has to do with it, but no, it's not something Simon Pegg invented. Or Edgar Wright. Talented though they both are, undoubtedly. Checkerbeard says they used to say that of the Forth Bridge, but they've changed the paint, so now they get a few years between coats. Good for them. I like to imagine that they're still employed during that time, so they just have a few years off, whereas before they had to go straight back to the start of the bridge. That's canon in here now. All right. Silent Cobb has done a super chat saying, just gratitude. Thank you very much, Silent Cobb. That's really lovely. Brendan R has done a super chat saying, I've been listening for the last hour while covered in drywall compound working on a client's basement. Thank you for protecting my sanity. I hope your time down in the drywall compound basement of doom comes to an end soon, pal. Glad to be of assistance during that most trying of tasks. So the deck looks awful, but I'm going to do that black, I've decided. And sure, while bits of this are quite patchy, it's coming on. I'm tempted to just say, and that's all my orange done. But if I'm going to use this for the stream next week, then I actually have time. So I should slow down and just do more orange. Might end up ending the stream in about 10 minutes, to be perfectly honest with you. Because I told my friend I'd be around at 8, but obviously if I then stream until 8, that's impossible. So I might end a little bit early so I can get over there and we can set up to play some honest to goodness Oath. Because what a board game. And I have formed a support bubble with this particular pal, so it's all COVID compliant. Just in case anyone was wondering if I was breaking local regulations. I'm not. Always worth mentioning, isn't it? During a pandemic, I find. It'll be over one day. Just like the paint job on the hull of this ship. Hang in there, little Arcanaut. One day we'll be done. Doesn't help that, I don't know if you can see this, it actually has spinning propellers. So, oh, they don't spin anymore. Well, they do, but before they would spin if I blew on them. But it does make them quite annoying to paint. I'll save that for next week, Johnny. That's a future me problem. Eleanor Hodge says, how was your rainy drink last time, Johnny? It was good. It was really good, actually. Yeah, we had a very nice time, despite the weather. That's not so much paint anymore as it is just weird foam that's coloured. Right. Look at this. Look at this guy. It's massive and it's still orange, but it could be more orange. Where was that bit that looked awful just then? There you are. Oh, wow. I've really set a rod for my own back next week, haven't I? 4 hours of this one model. Sorry about it, Cursed City. I will get back to you soon. Plain Too Much says, see your Gravity Rip t-shirt. Have you heard from Luke? How's the baby Westaway? Haven't actually heard from Luke. Luke is busy being a papa, but I assume all is well. Absolutely delighted for him and his wife. But the Gravity Rip shirt's doing very well. It's been washed. No sign in the print deteriorating. Comfy. Fits well. Can still strongly recommend. Why not buy a copy? Help put food in the baby's mouth. That was buy a copy of Gravity Rip. You should also buy a t-shirt, but you don't buy a copy of a t-shirt unless you're going to a bootlegger, which wouldn't help. So, yes. Yeah, you know what, pals? I know I said I'd end it in about 10 minutes, but I might, just because I've run out of orange, call an end to the stream there. It's been lovely. I'm really pleased that I managed to crack into so many zombies and get them all done. And then actually gain the momentum and the enthusiasm to start working properly on this ship. So next week we're going to be putting a lot more orange on it, then we're going to be putting a lot of cream on it. And we're going to see how far we can get in 4 hours. Because I think this orange and cream sort of paint scheme... No, it takes ages. What am I saying? I was about to say, I think it's quicker than the colour scheme I used last time. It isn't. It isn't at all. It takes ages, and this is a huge ship. But we're going to have fun anyway. So yeah, thank you all very much for watching. It's been really good, and it's pulled me out of a bit of a funk on a bit of a shit day. So thank you all so much. I will catch you on Thursday. I'm just holding this now. I'm holding this like I've been handed a baby, and I don't know what to do with it. I'm just going to huck it somewhere. I'll be back on Thursday. I haven't actually decided what I'm going to be streaming yet, but hopefully... Look, it's my little baby. Hopefully it will be... it will be good fun, because that's, the whole point of doing this. If you're not subscribed, do subscribe. Like the thing. Ring the bell icon so you can see the thing. If you want to support me more in my work, you can go to patreon.com/Johnny Chiodini. But I will catch... My little baby. I will catch you very, very soon. So have a lovely morning, afternoon, evening, or nights, depending on where you are in the world. And yeah, take care of yourselves. Goodbye, little baby.